in Melville, we took the forest trader faster. Definitely trader faster.
And then we have this one.
This one has 8 was a little heavier than 7.
It's actually lots of good value.
in Assiniboia, Saskatchewan, home of this year's Viterra Scotties, and our continuing coverage on Sask Talmax is coming up next.
Yeah, we're still kind of figuring it out a little bit because we're a first-year team, but we're getting there. We've made a lot of progress throughout the season, so I think we're in a pretty good place right now, and we're still, there's still room for improvement, but we're kind of getting better with each game and each event, and that's what we're looking to do coming into the year. So I think we're in a pretty good spot.
We work well together. Everybody's really strong at their position. They want to play the position that they're in. So I think that's a strength for our team, and we enjoy the game. So I think what I expect from the team is that we go out there, put it all on the ice, enjoy it, and make some shots. So we know we're realistic about we're not going to make everything. Hopefully we make the right ones at the right time, but enjoy the experience while we're here.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Viterra, SaskTel, Saskatoon Auto Connection, SaskHouses.com, Boston Pizza Restaurants of Saskatchewan, Richardson Lighting, Sask Camper, SaskTel Max TV, Curl Sask, and Realcast Media.
Winter in Assiniboia and a nice look at the overhead view of the community. It sure looks pretty on the screen, but it's nicer if you're inside. Still quite chilly here in Assiniboia. We're looking forward to some warmer temperatures tomorrow. Possibly some snow to come along with it. For now, we're going to focus on the action inside the ice. The other topic in Assiniboia, the 2022 Viterra Scotties Provincial Curling Championship. Hi, my name is Sean Joyce. I'm here with my broadcast partners, Susan Lang and Kim Hudson. I'm at the broadcast center. You can see everything you're right behind me. Kim and Susan joining me a minute down at ice level. We've got a great view of the practice and the teams getting ready to play in this evening's matchup. We're going to have a feature game between the A event semi, the feature game between Chelsea Carey and Amber Holland. We haven't had a chance to take a look at either of these two teams yet. And Kim, you were talking to me a little bit earlier about the Holland team. What do you think that team has to do tonight to be successful?
Well, that's interesting, Sean. You know what? We have Kim and Amber playing together again. Former Canadian champions, and we know what they can do when they get on a roll. And I'll tell you what, they started off yesterday just like former Canadian champions, and even more so when Amber gets on a roll, man, she's scary good, and that's what we saw yesterday. So I'm expecting some good stuff.
And Susan, if you're talking about former Canadian champions, Chelsea herself was a former Canadian champion. New team for her and a little bit new for her playing out of Saskatchewan. What do you think that team's got to do?
Well, Sean, everybody in Saskatchewan has been looking forward to seeing this team on the ice. It created big news in the Canadian and Saskatchewan curling circles this year when we found out that Chelsea Carey is going to be curling with one of our finest Saskatchewan curling teams. She was recruited by Jolene Campbell to come play. Chelsea looking to replicate some of those fabulous curling accomplishments she's achieved elsewhere throughout the country, hoping to do it here now out of Saskatchewan. Playing though against our own Saskatchewan former Canadian and world silver medal. Looking forward to an exciting game and a highly skilled competitive game. Should be fabulous.
Yeah, both of these teams obviously playing well to get to this A semi-final action. Both of them looking for a ticket through to the A final tomorrow afternoon. Of course, if you can get through the A side, you play in the Page 1-2 game, you get two chances to make the final.
It's time to give your old phones a fresh start. When you donate your old phones at a SaskTel store, we put phones and phone cards into the hands of people in transition shelters fleeing domestic abuse and youth transitioning out of social services care. Be the reason behind someone's fresh start. Learn more at sastel.com/fresh start.
Viterra is proud to support Saskatchewan curling through our partnership with CurlSask. This includes being the presenting sponsor for the Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts, an excellent showcase for our world-class curling talent. We also support community curling for people of all ages, including several youth clinics across the province to teach our next generation of lifelong curlers. Through our ongoing support of CurlSask, we hope to continue growing the sport of curling in Saskatchewan, because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Saskatoon Auto Connection, a better way to buy a car.
A street level view of Main Street here in Assiniboia. Not a lot of traffic on Main Street. Most of the people look like they're in the building. We've got a good crowd again here on Thursday night. Had a great crowd Wednesday night, and they expect it to just get better as the weekend goes on. We were talking a little bit before the break about the A event and how this bracket is broken down. Chelsea Carey, Amber Holland, our feature game, they'll be looking for a ticket into that A final tomorrow afternoon. The other A semifinal has Penny Barker against Sherry Anderson, and really you got to figure the seeding worked out pretty well. You've got 4 of the top 5 seeds ended up in the semifinals here in the A, and if you happen to lose tonight or even in that A final tomorrow, you've got another chance through the B to make that page 1-2 game. And we've talked about it a little bit in some of the earlier broadcasts, how important it is to stay in that page 1-2. You get 2 chances to the final. Chelsea Carey's team playing out of the Regina Highland, and Amber Holland out of the Chrono Curling Club. The practice in these events has always been to have a pre-game practice and draw to the button to determine last rock in the first end. And one of the things I did check with the officials earlier on, now that we've switched to a triple knockout format as opposed to the round robin, it can be the same player that throws that draw to the button in every game. So I think a lot of teams are just using the skip, because if the skip has to make that big draw in the first end, you want them to have as many practice shots as you can. But the other thing that happens with that, when it's the same person throwing it over and over and over, we're seeing a lot of teams already now here in draw 4, they're covering the button. They've had a lot of practice. So it was the Carey team that won the draw to the button. They've got last rock here in the first end of play. Deb Lazinski playing lead. Going to get us started. And before they do, we're going to meet the teams.
Hi, we're Team Carey. I'm the skip, Chelsea Carey. Our third is Jolene Campbell. Our second is Steph Schmidt, and our lead is Jen Armstrong, and we curl out of the Highland Curling Club in Regina.
Hi, we're Team Amber Holland from Chrono Curling Club. Skip, Amber Holland. Third, Kim Schneider. Second, Carly Korchinski. Lead, Deb Lazinski, and Coach Travis Brown.
First stone of our game. Deb, a long time teammate with Amber. Deb played many, many years so with Chantel Eberly. So Deb's been to many, many Scotties championships here. It's come very close, but I don't believe she's ever won that green jacket.
Well, slides that first stone a little bit deep. And we're going to see the quarter guard come up. This always
Game
makes
on.
us happier.
It sure does. Makes our job a lot easier.
Well, it makes for a nerve-wracking 10 ends for the teams, I guess, when you have to play right from the start. But I'm kind of a subscriber to, if you probably remember Wayne Madaw's old theory, you may as well play early when you know the ice is good, because draws can be a little sketchy at the end of the game when the pedal starts to break down in the middle.
Yep. And the teams all get a practice, so they might as well.
One of the things that we've got new this year, we're going to talk about the keys to the game, and the keys to the game for the Holland team.
And just like I mentioned earlier, we got Amber and Kim back together, so they are on a roll from their recent win in early December, and we expect that to just continue.
And Susan, for the Carey team, the keys to the game.
It's a team of fabulous individual players. It's, as Carey herself, or it's Chelsea herself mentioned, it's pulling everybody together, learning to work as a team. So that's where I see this continuing growth and development, getting some more and more games in, and getting these great individual players to meld together as one unit.
Yeah, great individual players, and also in a couple of different disciplines. Chelsea Carey playing a lot of doubles. She would have been qualified for the Olympic trials had it gone ahead. And Julian Campbell played a lot of doubles this year as well with Brady Sharback.
That's
See
right.
him in a couple of weeks at the Tankard.
There's actually quite a few players out here that had qualified for those mixed doubles. Nancy Martin, Shaylin Kitts. I think there were a few. And we don't know who that mixed doubles champion team representative is.
Things we check first thing in the morning to see if it's been announced. We probably don't check quite as early as Nancy.
I bet you Nancy's
They're right at
waiting.
the top of the list. So.
Yeah.
27.
But going back to what I was saying about Chelsea, that was one of the things. You've got a new team. She was playing some doubles. She was also committed to the fifth person in Tracy Fleury's Olympic trials team, so she had some other commitments. They probably haven't played together in this configuration as much as some of the other teams here. They carried a fifth player all year long, and they had to use that fifth player.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Stephanie Schmidt, a former Canadian Saskatchewan champion, with Stephanie Lott. 1 year she went into Moose Jaw's sub at the very last minute when
she sure did.
Sherry Singler sprained her ankle and walked out of Moose Jaw Scotties, was an All-Star second. Said there's so many accomplished players on this ice. All 8 people have phenomenal curling backgrounds.
Just a rock to trip on back there.
Couple feet, yeah.
Most of the games that we've featured have been on sheet 1 so far. This one on sheet 1 as well. And because we've been on sheet 1 most of the time and we haven't seen either one of these teams, I don't think either one of them has been on this sheet yet.
Nope.
But one of the things that we've seen, and you saw it right there, that intern coming towards the scoreboard curls really hard.
And then in contrast, we know what the outturn does there as well. It runs pretty straight, so it'll be interesting to see if these teams pick up on that very quickly.
Yep, finish it down. Yep, go. Yep, go. Yep, go. Yep, line.
One of the challenges a lot of the teams have had is the draw speed here at the club has just been phenomenal and very, very quick. Some of the quickest ice that they've played on all season at any of the places that they have competed at. So most teams have been working hard to sort of pull their draw weight back and get comfortable with some very quick speeds, especially early in the game, the first half. They're talking about 16 and a half seconds hog to hog. That is tippy toe weight coming out of that hack.
That is lightning fast.
That used to be one of the things that when I was playing competitively, that was one of the things that we had trouble with when you went into an event like this, and it was the keenest ice you'd seen all year. It was always a tough adjustment, and we've had that discussion with a couple of the high performance coaches. I remember talking to Wayne Kyle about it. It's how do you prepare for that? It's one thing when you go into a building and it's a little bit heavier and you can say, well, okay, my normal hack weight is now going to be a draw. But you don't have a point of reference for, normally if I hog this stone, this is going to be in the rings. Well, you don't practice that shot. So it is a little tougher to get used to the weight when it's that much quicker than what you're used to.
And I agree with you, Sean. It feels like there's not a lot of difference between 15 and a half and 16 compared to 13 and a half and 14. It's just once it gets that quick, it's...
well, you never throw those weights, so you don't have that point of reference for your leg.
That's right.
You throw hack weight all the time, so if it's a little heavier... I just feel like that adjustment's easier to make.
16.
Agreed.
Like a sweep. I'm feeling that 7.
We'll keep an eye on the other games here in this all-important Thursday night draw. The other A semifinal is right next door on sheet 2. Penny Barker playing against Sherry Anderson there. Got a couple of B event games on as well. On sheet 3, it is Stasia Wisniewski against Jessica Mitchell in a battle of what must be the youngest 2 teams out here, I believe. And sheet 4, Lorraine Schneider against Robin Silvernagel.
Coming down. Go hard. 6-5.
The Schneider team had to play shorthanded last night. I see they've got a sub in there now. They had to clear protocols. And I guess we should also mention for Sherry Anderson, Brianne now is back today. She's made it back. Was a little under the weather when the event started. We're also talking about her being about 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her straight from the side right now, and that looks to be about right.
So a fabulous job there by Jolene Campbell, just getting by the guard and leaving it on top of the tee line there. So tough shot here for Kim Schneider to have to chase.
We were commenting a little bit earlier today about some of the former teammates playing each other. Jolene and Amber used to play together.
That's right.
Hey, Kim.
Well, Jolene was the 5th for Amber when they were off to World Championships and Canadian Championships. But Kim coming up light there and leaving that Carey stone very well guarded.
Yeah, triple guarded, I'd say.
So looking to draw even, but on the other side of the rings.
A little further. Hey, all you. No, we're 9. Hey, you gotta be full 8. Yeah, we are sliding deep. Let it grab.
They knew this one was plenty right out of her hand.
Again, just so easy to have rock slide through that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But in many ways, better there than to be, in that spot at the top of the 8 foot where you'd leave a double.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, the weight's nice here. It's a good spot.
Because the yellow rock at the back is open, and this red stone, you get a good look at it there. It's not just buried; it's a little bit overburied. Hard for Amber to get at it. That red one, even though it's in the back 12 and it's 3rd shot right now, could still end up on the scoreboard.
Sure could.
Amber hoping to do something about that. Can't afford to leave a double here. She's got to get to the face of that red stone. Even if she's not shot, a corner freeze on that certainly cut down the rings.
Well, Amber under a little bit of pressure here on her first rock, needing to put this draw in and not give Carey a chance to jump out to a 2-0 leader in early.
We're through. You need this? Yep, then.
Sounding like they've got plenty of weight here, too.
Yeah. We're back 8. It's curling. We need something. It's bouncing.
You don't want to bounce off that and leave a double.
Between everything. Okay.
And as you
Second
mentioned, there was a
shot.
rock back there to trip over, and Kim did trip over. But,
did she?
managed to stay up.
We're second if we're here. Yeah, she's still shot so far. I don't mind wiring it in. Like, it's gonna go in. Oh yeah. I had it there.
So Chelsea's first shot, looking to get around there on top of her own, sit 2.
But it's still like 5 feet faster than the rubber button. This is that fast, and this fast. Yeah, you got it.
And this isn't just fast. They said this is the fast. That's more than fast.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying about Wayne Medall's whole theory about the ice is because it's going to get every spot right now on this sheet's going to be lightning quick.
Yeah.
Until the pebble starts to break down a little bit in the middle, and then you'll get rocks that as they're coming into the house, as long as they curl, they'll come down for you.
Yeah.
But if it stays out in the wings, it's going to slide. Well, right now everything's going to slide.
So watching Chelsea Carey on her first rock on a Curl Sask broadcast.
3.
They had a very strong game this morning. They came out and played very well against Jessica Mitchell, got their legs out under them, so they've had one game on this ice. They're out on sheet 4.
3. Jen. 4. What a girl. Yeah, right to it. Go, 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 go. Hard, hard, hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh dear, this is going to get interesting.
Sorry, my foot caught me.
Kicked the guard, which kicked the rock, which burned the draw.
Sorry, Amber.
I assume they'll figure it out themselves.
I think it's full 12. Probably not.
Yeah.
So it's a
Something like that.
Yeah.
Is that good with you? Wow. Yeah, it's up to you. We're just gonna touch them all.
Okay.
And see if we're getting there.
It's a little game we're gonna play.
Probably wasn't.
that is definitely one of the hazards that sweepers get is trying to navigate around some of those front rocks. Fortunate there that Stephanie didn't go down, kept her balance, and only damage was bruising the rock a little bit. Okay, Amber needs to make that 6-foot weight adjustment.
Maybe a little to her pride as well.
That's exactly. But Amber having to pull 6 feet off. It's great sweeping ice. Like these sweepers have been able to drag rocks.
Agreed. Sweeping makes
feet.
Just
This
trying
makes
to
it a
figure out
team
as we
game.
look here.
Mine's a little tighter.
Do you think if she came down to the one she just threw, she'd be shot rock?
Nice hit.
Nice line. We've good.
Nice hit.
close.
Now we've all got to look over the plexiglass to see. We're right over top of the house on this end, and
Here, yep. Hard only. Hard only. You're by. Yep. We're back.
by the red, she's going to have a lot of weight though. Oh, by the second red, and we're going to find out if she can come to that and be shot.
No,
I don't think so. But somebody else tripped over a rock in front.
I don't think those are matched then.
Well, leaves Chelsea the draw full 4 for her 2 points.
Same kind of thing, Chelsea.
I think the weight on Chelsea's first rock looked really close, so I'm sure that just give her the same throw and find this 4-foot.
Have no one trip over it.
Not trying to come anywhere
Stay
near the
out
guard
wide.
this time, so.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll matter the speed that it's wider.
No, I think it's the same. Yeah, everywhere, yeah.
So Jen Armstrong and Steph Schmidt getting ready to take this rock from Chelsea.
Yeah. 8, 9.
Ooh, sounding like plenty.
Off step. Yeah.
Well, as we know, 8-9 means back 8, back 12.
Yeah.
No, I think just hoping she can come in and catch
She needs
Amber's
to
rock
catch
and
that
stop her
Yellowstone that
backing.
Amber delivered. She's going to get a rub off it, but it will spin away too far, and it's just going to be the single point here for Chelsea Carey. A couple of draws slid deep, and it ends up as a single point on the board. Chelsea Carey will take a 1-0 lead. Amber Holland will have last rock when we come back for the second end.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Tell them Boston Pizza's for dinner. From appies and salads to burgers, pasta, and pizza. All delivered to your door. Boston Pizza. Gather round.
Hey you! Are you looking for a way to give back to the future curling champions of Saskatchewan and win some money? Curl Sask, with help from Echo Lotto, is presenting the Viterra Scotties online 50-50. With draws happening on January 5th to 8th at 9:30 p.m. and January 9th at 5 p.m., there are lots of opportunities to win. Tickets are 3 for $10, 10 for $20, and 50 for $50. For more information or to get your tickets, please visit curlsask.ca/curlsask5050. Thank you for supporting future curling champions in Saskatchewan.
Hi, this is Dustin Keltoff with Saskatoon Auto Connection. When I'm not working hard on my curling delivery, I'm working hard on making Auto Connection the best auto service center possible. Saskatoon Auto Connection, the mechanics you can trust.
Going to code 17.
So here we are starting our second end, and we'll give you a roundup here of what else is going out here in Assiniboia. So Penny Barker, Sherry Anderson with the hammer, gets the blank after a measure with the 6-foot measure, but 0-0 in that game, second end.
On sheet 3, it was a blank end as well, Wisniewski against Mitchell, Mitchell having hammer.
And to continue our blank end theme, Lorraine Schneider with hammer blanked her end against Robin Silbernagel, and they're 0-0 in the second end.
I don't know if we had 3 blank ends in the entire draw.
That's true.
Either of the 2 earlier today, and 3 in the first end.
That's right.
Well, it was the first time I've seen the 6-foot measure come out, and that's how.
That's true.
They didn't know if Sherry had rolled far enough on her hit or on her blank attempt, and they had to wait till the umpires came out and gave it a measure.
She's gonna throw 58.
Almost T-line now.
15.
So I didn't see the first stone here, how it ended up in the back corner, but it's in the back corner.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that
Whether
as well.
it was hogged or through. We did have a couple picks in the draw last night.
And this was supposed to be a corner guard, I believe. That's in the rings.
Slower.
So a chance to play the hit.
Yeah. As you said before, Sean, this is downhill both ways, so it's going to be as quick here in the second as it was in the first.
I haven't got anybody to agree with me yet on the ice, but we did hear one of them talk about downhill one direction at least.
Yeah.
It is just so quick, and that's, it's been a recurring theme so far. These are great players. They'll get used to it, but as we were talking about earlier, at least in my opinion, the really quick ice is a tougher adjustment because you just haven't played on it all year. You haven't thrown that way, with the exception of the leads. They get to throw the long guard every once in a while.
Yeah. And that, too, is one of the hardest shots to throw, the foot or 2 over the hog line.
The weight you've been throwing for that foot or 2 over the hog line all year might be top 12 right now.
That's right. Oh, heck, I'd say it's T-line.
You go in now. I know, but we're rolling out. No, I heard her say 10, but just Queen's fine. I'm like, it's not. We're like not even halfway on the rock yet. Yeah. No, I know, but.
No, I'm actually going.
It's just painful to watch your rock roll out when we're not there.
Well, Chelsea playing it just a little conservatively here, going in top 4. Could have thrown a tight guard and see how Amber would have reacted, but but 10 ends, sometimes they'll just play it a little quiet the first couple of ends.
And the fact that this one's top button, Amber's going to hit it.
Carla Kuczynski looking for a roll on this would be nice for Amber. There she goes, just over to the side.
Sounded big, but I liked it as a 10.
All right.
Sounded hollow. Yeah, I know. Right at it. You got it.
But it could be also that they probably know there's some spots here on the ice that they have to figure out. So this is a nice, safe way to find out where the hit paths are. Like, where are the straight, where is it curling, where is it straight, what weight do we need to throw in various places. So it's kind of nice to do it with only one rock in play and not looking at 4 and having to
for
stay.
sure. Or with your skips last.
Hi, girl.
Because as Sean said, we've had some games on sheet 1 and teams are watching or hearing or having their coach take a look. So they know there are a couple of not tricky spots, but seems to curl away a lot from the boards and is straighter going into the boards.
So nice hit and stay. I think we're going to see a quick second end here. This does save some time on the time clocks too. Although nobody here so far has been close with the time clock.
I was just thinking of the old days where it was where you didn't have the talk time, you just had the,
Yes.
the running time.
Yeah.
And how you'd have a couple quick hands
On
to bank
purpose.
some
bank time.
Well, they call it thinking time, but that put too much pressure on me. I just called it talk time. But same thing too. That clock stops once the well, play is continuing here.
Just a hit and roll out, so gives Carey's team a little practice draw here.
It's only Jolene Campbell on her second stone. Looking to find the center line, top house.
4-5. Gotta go. All you got.
But my belief is that Jolene had put this team together, includes Rachel Erickson, who's officially listed as the 5th, and they've been rotating. But when they found out that Chelsea Carey was available as a teammate, they reached out to Chelsea and they came up with this arrangement this summer to say, hey, we've got a great squad, but we'd be even better if we could have you come join us. And so they've been rotating around. As Sean mentioned, Chelsea had some other obligations that she'd already pre-committed to. So they've played with various types of roster lineups throughout this year, and most of it quite successfully.
Yeah, there's a few high-level teams that have been playing with the five-person roster, and I think we're actually probably going to see a lot more of that now in the years to come, and especially more in the women's probably than the men's. But Chelsea Carey's team is here this weekend with just 4.
There had been some talk from the team. I happened to be talking to Jolene in December at the time that the trials was on. Of course, Chelsea was there as the 5th player for Tracy Fleury, and for much of the week, they certainly looked like they were in the running to win it. Didn't quite work out for them, but my question for Jolene at the time was, well, have you guys talked about what do you do if Chelsea's going to the Olympics with Tracy Fleury? Because yes, she'd be available for provincials, but if you happen to go a step beyond that, she wouldn't be available. And of course, everybody wants to play with the team that could go to nationals. They hadn't really talked about it, but they figured because they played with a 5-person rotation all year, they might do that for this week, knowing that Chelsea wouldn't be available. As it turned out, that didn't happen, but boy, it was close. Tracy Fleury had a great run.
And the thing that's good about this team as well is Jolene can step in and skip just as well as anyone. So they really do have players that can play at all positions and
that's right. They have a lot.
Around.
They have a versatile
Very
roster.
much.
So they didn't need to have a deep discussion on it. It's just are we going with 4 or going with 5, because they can all play many positions. Chelsea making a nice hit and roll. Like that rock was just barely in over on that tee line, really close to the boards, but throws a nice hit there and rolls over to back of the house here. Amber looking to hit and stick, but she rolls out. And you don't like giving your opposition that free chance to keep firming up that draw weight.
Yeah, the freebies.
That's exactly the key to that, though, isn't it, Susan? Chelsea, by sticking around there, didn't give Amber a chance to practice the draw. And now, conversely, Amber rolls out. It gives Chelsea a chance to practice that draw weight. And we've already seen in the first end a few draws heavy, so a chance to get that weight under your belt with nothing at risk here.
Well, and same for the sweepers, to develop the eye to see what 4-foot weight looks like.
That's a good point. We talked about how tough it is for a thrower to make that adjustment. It's the same adjustment for a sweeper. You haven't looked at a rock coming that slowly down the sheet all year and stayed back. You want to jump on that rock and sweep because it doesn't look like it has any speed on it.
I agree, and exactly what you said before too. Sweeping makes such a difference here. You can take this rock so far.
It always seems like the keener the ice is, the farther you could take it with the brushes. So this ice being as keen as it is, It's real easy to overbrush them.
What? Yeah.
I don't know how to say this without jinxing her. She made the hit and roll out on her first one. She didn't want it. Now she wants it.
That's right. I was going to say Amber looking to replicate the shot that she just played.
Still didn't curl. There you go.
Played the
and
curling
on
turn.
the nose.
And comes
That's
up,
your
gets
fault,
it on
Sean.
the nose. Susan was going to mention too. Miscues from both skips to end the ends in 1 and 2. We get singles on the board both ways. We're all tied up. Chelsea Carey will have last rock once again in the third.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
SaskHouses.com is Saskatchewan's website for private home and property sales. We have everything you need to sell your property commission-free. You'll get a listing on the website with lots of pictures, a lawn sign, social media marketing, and everything you need to sell privately. We also offer professional photography and videos, and an easy-to-use offer-to-purchase form. Don't give away your hard-earned equity. Sell privately and commission-free with SaskHouses.com.
Here we are back for our third end. Sherry Anderson forced to take one in the second end. She has 1-0 lead over Penny Barker.
We also have Stasha Wisniewski taking a single in the second end for a 1-0 lead over Jessica Mitchell.
And saying the same thing, Lorraine Schneider took a single over Robin Silvernagel. We have 1-0 score in their third end in that B game.
Of course, for those of you who were with us last night, you might remember Stasha Wisniewski was our feature game last night. So I'm glad to hear him doing the updates for that team because she refused to try to say that Wisniewski last night.
I have it spelled out phonetically in front of me.
Well, I saw you try to spell it real once too, and that wasn't very good either.
Well, we do have a center guard here, so
yes, and
might
Jen
get
Armstrong looking to come around this, but it's sailing along. It's going to be a little bit deep. So once you know it's deep, you want it back.
Big curl on that turn, even though it was coming a ton of room by the guard. You knew it was going to get buried. It just didn't stop in front of the tee line.
Yeah, that's the curly turn.
Should be similar.
Sounded funny underneath it. Did you hear that? Maybe it's your candle. I don't think it's on. Oh, yeah, that's when you had the rattle.
Oh my goodness. I knew Deb had played in lots, but I didn't know it was 16. This is her 16th provincial Scotties appearance.
And she's been in a lot of provincial mixed also.
Yeah, she has. Yep.
And lots of fun to curl with. Great teammate.
Yeah.
There we go.
And a nice shot.
And it's nice because it's not so deep into the 4 foot that you know Chelsea can come down and just bump it back a little bit. Leaving it that high up makes this a much tougher shot for Jen to try to come around and tap too.
Offline. Room. Just call me. 5. Weights there. It's heavy.
That's the hard part about those shots, is that little bounce off is just so treacherous.
Yeah. Inches away from a really good shot.
It's almost amusing to hear those coming down, though. You hear the skip say, "Can't bounce." It's going to bounce.
Yeah. There's nothing I can do about it.
But again, it was because Deb's shot was so high up in that top 4 foot, it just made it that much harder to get to.
We're only in the third end. I'm trying to think back. I don't think we've seen a draw for either team come up short yet. Everything's been, if anything, a little bit deep.
I think Kim Schneider had a short one in the first end.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the attempt to come around.
But that's the only one.
But what we've seen in a few of these games, as the game goes along, they slide deep, slide deep, slide deep, and then they start to get it in their head that, oh, I've got to slide so slow, and then you'll see them come up short a couple of times. It's just such a tough adjustment. That's usually about the time that middle starts to slow down too, and you'll hear some of the teams talk about, they refer to it as the good stuff. That's maybe not a proper terminology, but if you get out wide, there's still plenty of pebble and it slides. And that's where that middle section will start to dig in a little bit for you. So that's more like the speed you're used to, really.
That's right. But that's when you have to really be aware of the lanes and the paths and
that you're on, because if you don't get into that middle stuff, it's never going to slow down.
Yep.
We're not quite there yet. We're probably 2 or 3 ends away from that starting.
I think it's just behind T.
Well, Stephanie a hair deep there, but just going to follow her down.
Amber calling just down to it, but if that rock is coming up to the nose, Amber won't mind if it knocks that second red rock back just a little bit and break that freeze just a touch. But important here, it's the rock line here as much as anything. Carly has to get down to as much of the nose as possible.
Let go a bit for weight. 4, 3, 4, 3, 3. Clear. 2.
Well, they were on that stone earlier. I think it was just light out of her hand.
Yeah, I think so. Gives the Carey team a better chance to come around and make it better.
And as we wait for this shot, we'll give you another reminder for those of you who haven't seen it yet. New feature to the Curl Sask Championship curling season. Got an online 50-50 draw. It's going to be done every day during the Scotties. It'll go on during the Tankard and I believe to the mixed doubles juniors and seniors, which will be webcasting as well. Total jackpot right now, just a little over $4,800. Still a little bit of time to get your tickets tonight.
And that 50-50, half of it goes towards junior curling. So win-win situation.
And if they draw it right, the other half goes to us. We got our tickets. We're in the draw.
This grab. It's a great weight.
Probably love to kick that a little. Just roll here is fine too. Just normal, I think.
Gives the Chelsea Carey team a few options here. Can use that one as a stopper.
Does that look close?
I think so.
certainly want to get something in behind cover in front of the tee line, cut off the path to those backstones.
Yep. Whoa. Close. Whoa, stay close. Whoa. 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 Stop. Yep. Good.
Very nice.
Hi, girl.
Mr. Lincoln. Okay.
Similar on this side. What do you think? It's not going to curl up much.
Yep.
So look can come around wide on the outturn and maybe make the tap on her own stone. Doesn't have to move it very far to get shot rock.
Short.
But if they're yelling short, that's not the way to miss this one.
No.
Okay. What'd you have? 37. Got a 14 and a 30.
So that time they're talking about they're taking a split from probably the back line to the hog line. And her weight was
She has
quite a
this,
bit different on the two stones. I wasn't sure when they initially asked that whether they were talking about the big difference being in the two sides of the sheet or the way she threw it. From those split times they were giving, they're talking about the difference in the way she threw it. So Chelsea Carey now going to look to take this shot away.
Yeah, guarding that side, which you don't normally do when you have last rock, but you know what? Amber doesn't, Amber will have that in-turn come around, but that's not easy, but it is the curling turn.
Yeah.
That doesn't look good.
Down, Jen.
Jolene just turned around and looked, so I'm assuming that she felt there was something under it.
She seemed like she said she could feel something as she's sliding out, but she gave it a little bit of an extension, and a lot of times you can shake that loose. The problem is how much weight did you add?
On keen ice. Well, it gives the Holland team a do-over on that one.
Did move it over a little bit.
A little bit.
Do you play that again? You could come hit the redstone that was just delivered and roll into the 4-foot too.
I think that was the shot that Chelsea was trying to
take
guard.
away. Yeah.
So she just showed her how it's done.
I don't think we can get there, I think.
But maybe just that little bit that Jolene tipped it over made that shot just a little bit trickier to get to.
So is this stay the same here? Not as quick as this side. So like 3 feet, right? 2 feet.
Back eight!
Well, back 8 is the weight they were looking for.
Big Kim! Big tap! Yep! Whoa! Yep!
Nicely done. Okay, those are the kind of shots I was referring to. There's Amber, the Amber we know and love.
And wear her yellow rock stopped. I don't know if Chelsea can get that red rock thin enough. It's too well guarded to try to hit and roll that.
I don't know if she can see what she needs to. Yeah.
Exactly.
I gotta hit this on the nose.
Yeah,
For
no.
either one of them.
She's have to slash it in off the corner.
That might be there.
Which one?
Hit half a rock on the outside of the red and slash it. It'll come off the yellow and straight sideways.
Yeah.
That's the shot you were talking about, Susan?
Yes.
And you also know Chelsea can throw that hard
can.
enough. Yeah.
Because if I don't, if this doesn't fill it, then she can mention it. Yeah, but at least
Now it's interesting. I heard a comment, and you never know with these teams, but a lot of times teams have one person kind of assigned to keep an eye on the time clock. And I heard somebody say, "Let's go, ladies." So, and Stephanie's making her way down to the other end now. I think that's one of the things. We played some complicated ends already, and there's a look at the clock behind them.
I don't hate the draw either, but I think this has a chance to go. I gotta throw it real hard, eh? Yep.
Well, here's the shot you guys called.
But are they worried about if they make it, then they still leave the yellow rock that Amber just threw, if it's still there, for her to bump up again? But I think you have to make a play on shot rock.
Yeah, it's
Get it out while you've got a chance.
pretty hard to worry about a stone to top 8 foot when they've got a rock in the corner of the button. That's the one you've got to be concerned with. And you know, if Amber makes it twice in a row, sometimes you just have to tip your hat.
So Chelsea said she wants to throw this hard.
And she did.
Nicely done.
It does move it far enough to sit
3.
If not
At
4.
maybe
3, maybe 4. Not sure.
Hard to tell because that one red stone is corner frozen to the other, so you really can't get a good look at how far the 4 foot it is.
That was a really nice throw, and you needed that kind of force to make that yellow rock move out.
One more look at it.
She had a pretty thin.
Yeah, if she gets it just a little bit thicker, it probably kicks it far enough. Might have kicked it far enough anyway. It's really hard to tell. If nothing else changed, you'd probably have to measure those two.
Well, let's see if see if Amber can do it again.
Now the nice thing here for Amber, if you do manage to make this shot again, there's nothing over there to use.
That's
to get
right.
it out this time.
Similar weight. Back 4. Stay close. Yes.
Falling back 4, so that's close
Similar
to the same weight. This one's curling a little harder though. She's got to stay on the outside of that stone to push it into the 4 foot. She's going to over curl.
Okay.
Taps it up. Looks to have gotten
Maybe third.
Third shot, perhaps.
Gives Chelsea a draw for 3, I think.
Wow. You know, don't worry.
You wouldn't have to take too much risk to play the split for 4.
Yeah. It's just what Jolene was saying, I think.
Is it a draw for 3? Well, I think I think we do that. I think
I think we do too. Yeah, I like middle. Yeah.
Is that throw more? Or does she have a draw for 3? I don't have her less again. I like 16. Compared to same speed and it's been on this
This
side.
is one of those ones where you almost have to throw it for the straight draw and leave it up to the person in the house calling line. And if the weight's good coming in, you try to call for that last little bit of curl to just rub it on the way by, and that might be enough to get you your 4. But you throw it like a draw for 3. Then set up by that big shot by Chelsea Carey on her first one.
Let's group. Line only. Wait only. Line 8. Have a look.
Well, you know, this is where the It's going to curl. When it catches the curl.
6. Mine's really
Wait,
good.
might come down a little bit.
Not curling yet, and a lot of times we see when these rocks don't curl, they don't slow down either.
No, it has to stop. That's my bad. Sorry, Charles.
You know, and they jump that out of her hand. It slides to the back 8 foot, and looks like it will just be 2 points for Chelsea Carey.
Bit of a missed opportunity.
Been the story of this game so far, missed opportunities. Chelsea Carey with 2. Amber Holland will have last rock when we come back.
Hi, this is Dustin Keltoff with Saskatoon Auto Connection. When I'm not working hard on my curling delivery, I'm working hard on making Auto Connection the best auto service center possible. I started our service center in 2018 because it's hard to find an auto service shop you can trust. At Auto Connection, our core values are honesty, integrity, and transparency. We're happy to text you photos or videos of your car's problems to help you make better, more educated decisions. Saskatoon Auto Connection, the mechanics you can trust.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Tell them Boston Pizza's for dinner. From appies and salads to burgers, pasta and pizza, all delivered to your door. Boston Pizza. Gather round.
Well, back again here for our 4th end, but a quick roundup of some of our other scores. Penny Barker with a beautiful, delicate tap scores 3 on the measurement against Cherry Anderson for a 3-1 lead, and they're in their 4th end.
Over on sheet 3, it is also in the 4th end, still 2-0 for Wisniewski over Mitchell.
And Robin Silvernagel draws the button for her 2nd point, takes a 2-1 lead over Lorraine Schneider's team. They're also in their 4th end.
Of course, the winners in the 2 A event games here tonight will play in the A final. That game will be tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. We will have that for you on curlsask.ca. B semis for you tomorrow night on both curlsask.ca and SaskTel Max. And we'll have B event action for you on curlsask.ca tomorrow morning as well. 10 o'clock start for that game.
I know.
We don't know yet who will be playing in that one. One of the teams that loses, the 2 teams that lose tonight to the A semis will be playing in those B event games tomorrow morning.
Hey, girl. Yeah, good sweet. Thanks.
We did see Chelsea Carey's team throw the center guard. Nice come around by the Holland team. And
Line's really good, yep. Hard line. Gotta go, bitch. Hard line. Hard, go.
got to go hard to get by the one in the rings.
Just touches it.
5-7. Like the same weight?
Touch more. This side's going to curl so the weight will come on.
I always found as a skip that if you didn't have one of your better ends, it sure helped when your lead opened up with 2 really good shots to help you sort of get the bus rolling again.
Yeah, yeah.
And the leads here pretty much answering that call for both those skips.
Very much a momentum thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. It was one of those worst things that could ever happen. You'd have a bad end, and then your lead slips into the rings of the next end, and it's bang, 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 blank, and you really don't have a chance to try to rebuild anything.
And I hate to pick on the leads, but another one is when you get up by 1 or 2 and then your lead drops at a foot over the hog line.
1 or 2. I've seen my lead do that when we were up 5 or 6.
Yeah, Jones was 15-7, so.
Sorry.
So much pressure in that
That's
position.
when we start playing what we call the, and I don't know whether this is part of the women's game. You can tell me. It's part of the men's game, the peel of shame. Where you,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you have to peel your own.
Our producer, Carey probably knows a little bit about that.
Yeah. So he probably could have given you the same, now that I think about it.
Just stone-faced over there, no reaction at all.
So this rock's going to be close, getting by. The sweepers are holding the line. Steph Schmidt has very nice weight.
He's great sweeping, too.
Yeah, good. 5-6.
Boy, that is absolutely locked
Great
on.
throw, Steph. Let it go. Jacket needs to come on. Probably a 3.
There you see maybe an inch between those two stones,
I like it,
dead
though, you
lined
can
up.
drag
Yeah.
Two stones at the top of the 8-foot, a little bit overlapped. Amber Holland's got a little bit of work to do just to get at that situation with the back button.
That's it.
Nice peel.
Almost put that red stone on the top of the 8-foot. That would have been a great shot. Makes the peel though. Actually leaves her shooter for a corner guard as well.
So now Stephanie needs to pull about 10 feet weight off of this shot, come up with the guard. We saw an earlier caption that said Steph was the 2008 junior champion, and she had a tremendous junior career here in Saskatchewan. But then she went off to Nova Scotia for school for 5 or 6 years, and we didn't get to see her too often. She was playing with Marianne Arsenault and played a lot out on the East Coast, but when she had the opportunity to move back to Saskatchewan, she's been a very busy curler since. It's just such a high-level elite curler that every team likes to have somebody like Steph's ability on their team.
Well, they get the guard maybe a little higher than what they had in mind. Now I'm wondering, they left themselves the corner guard last time. Carly rolled over, and that yellow-red situation is kind of queued up to roll that way. You could get either the shooter or the raised stone. Yellow onto red, move something in behind the corner. Kind of open up a path to those two at the back.
Just like that.
Yeah. I don't know which one you try to get over there. Probably the shooter.
I would think the shooter.
If you really wanted to play it fancy and you hit it just right, you could probably get both of them moving that direction.
Yes. Yes.
I think we've gone to plan B here. She's overcurled the yellow.
Okay.
Maybe a little light for what they had in mind as well. Didn't work out that bad for them.
We gotta hit something.
But, 3 rocks in the rings. Even when you're not shot, you already heard Carey's team talking about gotta hit something. We can't leave these yellow ones accumulating.
Exactly.
13. Yeah, just a bit. Let's go, Joe. Let's make this good. Wavy nice. Whoa. No. Normal. No. Close. Close. Yeah. No. Hard. 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 Whoa. Good throw. Good throw. Nice throw. Great weight.
Well, Jolene was close to making the exact roll.
Over here.
Once it started to curl, it was gonna go. Curl. Yeah. Is it heavy? No.
9.5.
Yeah.
I think it'll go past the guard.
Here it goes. I got on. Here we go. Yeah, that's a good point. All 90 pounds. No, one more. You must put all 90 onto that one. Yeah. Well, take it easy.
Move. Clean.
Watch the roll, Carly.
Okay. I didn't time it, but probably for me.
Would have liked to make contact with one of those 2 stones. Yes, you would have lost the yellow, but you're going to have to do that to have a chance to get it out.
9. Where's that? 4. 9-2. 4. I think so. She didn't catch it, but trick him.
Colleen Campbell. Not a textbook delivery.
She was even talking to herself as she was coming out.
Line's great. Line's great. 5, 4. All you got. 5. All you got.
I always find with a storm like that, when you take a little bit of a wobble, you know you lose a little bit of weight off your leg driving. Now do you add,
how
just
much?
let it go and tell the brushers to go.
Yeah.
She still ends up in a pretty good spot.
Yeah. Good recovery. Gives Kim another shot at the same thing, though.
I don't know if she could see enough this time to try to make contact with the ones at the back.
Just to try to stick around.
I think I can still finish a little bit, even I lose record. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Yeah.
Kim Schneider getting really tight to that guard. Tight enough that she peels it off. You know, that does open it up for now, but that guard was so high, it really wasn't worrying you a lot. It was almost a wasted rock.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
Really wanted to get that stone out of the top of the 8-foot.
Absolutely. And maybe break that freeze a little bit on the back red yellow.
Carey get enough curl to make that shot, but the difference being, you know, if that rock was if that guard was 6 feet outside the rings, you'd take that as the smart miss, but in this case, you really needed to get by the guard and make contact with one in the 8.
I don't love the guard. Really. I don't mind that either. Like, she can come off it. So let her make a little. There. It should go straight, right? Yeah, I agree.
So just playing the hit here.
So, whenever we're coming, we can probably just hop by. Yeah. We just risk this. She can come off it. Okay. Shot. I like this. So I think we just kill it and then let your move, right? Yeah, I like this. Let's make it. Should go pretty straight here. I think so. Just like firm. Like, it doesn't need to be anything crazy. Just get the shooter out of there.
Yeah, they don't want to hit and stay and give Amber something to come off.
Chelsea with that rock spin. She's done that for years in her pre-shot.
No. Clean. Clean it.
So it does make the hit, rolls away.
That a girl. Good girl.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And then if she draws here.
I think so. Yeah. We don't need to. She's got to make something happen. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, or I can run and blast everything, right? Like I kind of got to catch her if I blast this side. So there.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that. Can she get all of them? I don't know if she can. She's got to hit that one in the center line pretty close to the nose.
Push that back one.
No.
And unlock
the one on the right-hand side is more of a catcher than it is
but
when
at
you...
least it's not nut, right? Like,
yeah.
so if I play that without touching this, and she freezes on there, I got nothing. Yeah. Probably 7/8, Kim.
Well,
almost a nose, but not quite.
As tricky as this shot is, I think Amber's at least happy she can see it. You know, because it was behind a center guard just 2 shots ago, so it's definitely a finished shot, but she does have an opportunity to at least get out of some serious trouble here.
Try to get one on the way back. Yeah. We won't get rid of it, but if we get it out of the back of the floor.
Nothing under the brushes so far. Wants to make contact with the back. Makes the hit.
That's good. That's good. That's what she needed to do. She knew she didn't have too many other good options, but she was so worried about if that freeze didn't get broken and Chelsea Carey sat on top of that, she wouldn't have a shot.
Well, it gives her a shot now.
It doesn't have to.
unless it's not second.
Well, it is second, but you've got to figure Chelsea's going to hit it.
How do you know it's second when they
I thought
don't?
it looked like second. And to be honest, I don't think it matters. Like, don't you have to hit that rock no matter what? There's a double sitting there on the other side.
I think it's really if she ever hits that, she's not.
You can still go here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I don't mind it either. I mean, if he knows it. Yeah.
I like
Chuck a
nose.
piece in there. It's pretty good. I'm okay with either. Whatever you want to throw, honestly. I mean,
That's my job.
yeah, I'm just worried about like leaving her some kind of double or something. I think he just knows it. I mean, if we roll away, we roll away. Let's not be cute. I'm thinking.
You heard it all.
Normal shouldn't be much. Like, they really held mine.
Yeah.
I like it.
There.
Yeah.
I think that's safe.
But if she can nose it,
Makes
Amber
it
Holland
harder.
doesn't even have a good draw path to get
Yeah.
in. She'd have to go wide on the intern, I guess. And we do know from what we've seen so far this week that side's a little bit straighter, so she wouldn't have to flirt with the rock at the top of the 8-foot.
We're not sure. If we were for sure two, then I'd draw. But
I like when I'm sure like this. Normal, little big. Clean.
Whoa, yeah.
Clean.
Whoa,
Clean it.
This turn should curl.
Whoa.
Well, if you really wanted to get cute, if you could roll just maybe an inch or two the other way,
Yeah.
it would have taken away a little bit more of this draw path.
That's right.
Good throw, Chelsea.
But still looking at 3 rocks. Needs a big piece of that 4 foot to get
full
shot.
4.
it looked like if I didn't time it. But not that much. But I would definitely.
It's going to have to be a cold draw. We've seen enough rocks down this path to know that she's not going to be able to get to that back one.
I agree.
For sure. Well, he's back 8, but so 4 feet less.
Yep.
Still, these shots are so crucial, so often they don't end up on a highlight reel, but it's the shot that keeps you in the game.
Oh, for sure. You can have a 4-point swing here.
They were on this early and they haven't left it. She needs a good piece of the 4 foot to get her single point here. And
They're
this
going to be
looks like it's going
hard-pressed
to
to
be
get
well
this into the
short.
rings end.
And it will be a steal of 3 for Chelsea Carey. She's going to jump out to a big 6-1 lead here over Amber Holland. Our team will have last rock when we come back for the 5th end of play.
Hi, this is Dustin Keltoff with Saskatoon Auto Connection. When I'm not working hard on my curling delivery, I'm working hard on making Auto Connection the best auto service center possible. Saskatoon Auto Connection, the mechanics you can trust. Hi, this is Dustin Keltoff with Saskatoon Auto. When I'm not working hard on my curling delivery, I'm working hard on making Auto Connection the best auto service center possible. I started our service center in 2018 because it's hard to find an auto service shop you can trust. At Auto Connection, our core values are honesty, integrity, and transparency. We're happy to text you photos or videos of your car's problems to help you make better, more educated decisions. Saskatoon Auto Connection, the mechanics you can trust.
Curl Sask is hosting its first annual province-wide 50-50 fundraiser with Echo Lotto. This is your chance to win money while supporting youth curling in Saskatchewan. Ticket prices are $3 for $10, $10 for $20, and $50 for $50. Visit curlsask.ca/curlsask5050 for more information and to buy tickets. Thank you for supporting future curling champions in Saskatchewan.
Well, here we are, halfway through. Our team's getting there. Sherry Anderson forced to take one in her fourth end. Penny Barker maintaining a 3-2 lead in their fifth.
And on sheet 3, it was another steal of a single point by Wisniewski for a 3-0 score over Mitchell.
And Larissa Murray, throwing last rock for the Lorraine Schneider team, makes a nice shot in the fourth end for their single, 2-2 after 4. Silvernagle gets hammer back.
Well, a huge unexpected swing in our feature game, Amber Holland. You certainly would have expected her to at least cut them down. Comes up well short of the rings. It's a steal of 3 for Chelsea Carey, and following a deuce that she scored on her own in the third end, that 2-3 back-to-back on the scoreboard really stands out. That's from a tie game to a 5-point lead. That
was a big point swing. So we're going to see probably a lot of aggressive all-out play now by the Holland team. Although a little mistake right off the bat. You see that the Carey team dropped one short.
Yeah, we just talked about that. Yeah, the lead. Dropping something short when you get up 4 or 5 points.
Like I said, a ton of pressure in that position. Nice shot now, though.
Right through the hole.
Just on it, or just a straight draw behind, like full 8?
Yeah. Right in the middle of the hole. That's fine.
So just following that one down.
No, I knew right now that goes on. I just poked the right want to give it. Yeah. 3, 4. I think your legs know. Top 12. Yeah. I just gotta let go of it normally. Okay. 5 and 4. It's not fully.
Nice shot there by Deb. Good sweeping as well. We got all sorts of animal noises out here.
Yeah, like
cowbells, duck calls.
Cowbells, a duck call.
Line's close. 4. 4, 5. Gotta be 5. You got room. No. Wait if you can. 5. Wait if you can. We're close. 5. Got lots, too much line right now. Okay. It's cool. Can we go here? Now. Straight right there. Straight. Go. Yep. Okay. That's fine. 5.5.
The audible there at the end, trying to come around everything. We're up just a little bit, but sits in a good spot. Can't quite see enough, I don't think, of the inside because of where the guard is to make any kind of double. There it is. It's just about dead buried.
Yeah.
We know it'll curl there. You can maybe get to the nose and tap it back, but you wouldn't be able to move the second rock. Well, they called the brush on right
just
away.
A little bit inside. Amber asking for the sweep early.
Yeah, and that spot sure curls.
Well, let's
this
see
is
if
an
we get a
interesting way.
Extra bonus.
Changes
your own
it up.
shot.
You got lots of room by that or not?
Just a bit of air.
Okay.
Edge to edge almost.
Like bumper? Solid bumper?
I think so.
You got it, Steph. Yeah, just 4.
Easy.
Slow there.
Easy.
Close.
It's close.
No. Jen.
Trying to get a little curl here.
Stop. Joe.
Too much.
Okay,
Oh, it worked out well.
7.
Too strong.
Stop her with the yellow.
I don't know. Like.
Well, now there is a port between those two guards. It's not a wide port. There's a look at it. I don't think you can get through there with the intern though.
Yeah. Probably looks a lot bigger from the other end.
That's good.
Now she's looking at playing it with the outturn. You can get through there with the outturn, but I just don't see how you're going to hit enough of that rock to keep your shooter. This turn will
Holland
be a
team.
lot straighter. You cannot
Yep.
That's fine, Carly.
hit the red one out front, and that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I think so. Let's roll a little. Hey. Easy. Yeah.
So with the score 6-1, you just keep eliminating.
Whoa. Clean. Easy. Whoa. Clean it. Clean it. Yes! Hard. Hard, Jen. Okay, tough one.
I think that might have picked a little bit, and it's very unfortunate because you heard the sweep call is clean it, and then it was hard. So I think it was they didn't get on to clean it and took off on them a little bit.
Yeah. Now, where do you go if you're Team Holland here? You gotta.
Can you see enough of that rock at the top 8 foot to try to move all 3 reds? You wouldn't get them out. You throw quiet, but you can get all 3 of them behind the tee line.
I agree with you, Sean, but exactly what Amber just said. It's not going to move.
No.
How do you get there?
Well, she's looking to play it with weight here. I was wondering about maybe playing it a little quieter.
A little quieter.
It's hard to say. Like, she might be able to see enough of it to maybe make 2 of them go away. And if you can do that, that's great. But if you have to throw the quieter weight to get enough of the first one to make contact with the second one, you'd at least like to move them all behind the tee line.
I think this is about as good as you could make that. Nice shot.
Kind of rolls over to the corner of hers, and it's queued up so that if you try to make the double, it's probably coming into the red at the back of the button.
It goes right here.
Yeah, no. That worked out well.
One of them. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, just that.
Or guard even. Come look at it.
Which I kind of slept and I was like, oh, when I was trying to
That's what you just go. You're up 6-1 and your own rocks are your enemy right about now.
It's okay.
So the Carey team going to call a timeout here. They want to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
But even if you go there, they've got that. Amber will have that shot also.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like it's going to be wide open here.
Yeah.
Like if you just kiss it, it will go through the hole. It's possible, right?
I mean, even if you hit it thick and did this and rolled into it, at least it's kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love the draw.
No, I don't mind. Like a kill one of these is pretty good. So whatever happens here is probably not the end of the world, right?
So just throw peel hair high.
I think nose. I don't think you ever want to be high.
Hey, nose it. It might go under.
Yeah.
It's close.
If you cross it a little bit, like we got to
back.
err on the side of crossing it, right? Because this is bad. So nose is, I think, close.
Yeah. Like no life.
Yeah, like here, I think.
Yeah.
So willing to sacrifice that rock on the back 4 foot, realizing how much trouble it's causing them, that saying we've got to get rid of one of those yellows. We're going to get a little collateral damage here, but they'll probably be able to have a shot to get out of that.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. You got it. Let's make this good.
But they certainly don't want to leave 3rd and 4th rock shots sitting there.
And with a 5-point lead, you heard her say one of the first things she says, I really don't like the guard. And that's because of the scoreboard. You just don't want to be throwing any guards right now. If you needed to score, if this was still a close game, you might think about trying to steal here. That's not your objective.
No.
Okay,
Nice shot.
Great shot by Jolene.
And Jolene can throw that big weight as well as anyone is, too. Or better.
Yes, do it, tap it an inch.
Sorry. Throw that like over the top.
Okay, here we go.
It was definitely not what they had in mind. They would have liked to get close to the nose. Fortunate she got it between the 2 reds, didn't damage anything. Does give Kim Schneider now a chance to use that rock behind the tee line.
That was a great shot by Jolene taking away that angle run into that button.
Last four. Way close. Line only. Yep. Well
Got to get by the top one first.
Big tap.
We have to go line anyway, though, so.
Must be getting a little frustrating for Amber out there, not getting a lot of results in front of her here. And Chelsea Carey's team has been stepping on the gas and really playing at a top level. Unless Amber's team can pull more shots together in the second half of this game, it's a pretty difficult night out there.
I think that's the plan. I mean, you do have room for me to get here. No, it's great. We don't take it, right? Like, well, she took the guard, but
Still able to laugh about it anyway.
Well, and I think it's just that they're throwing them well enough. They're just not getting the results. You know, Kim's weight there was perfect, and in a spot that shouldn't curl. And they rub a long high guard, and I think they're just not getting the results.
They did get a little fortunate, and they brought it into the 8-foot off that rub, so it's still a rock that might be useful for them. Chelsea Carey, I think the call here, trying to make a play on the rock right behind the broom. Roll into the 4-foot, sit 3.
Clean! Down! Yet! Whoa! Sit down! Clean it! Yep! Yep! Hard! No. Really nice. That girl.
And when it's going your way, it tends to go your way better.
Well, really that was called and executed exactly as they said.
I didn't either. Great treat, Jen. Yeah, it's good.
Well, we saw Amber last night in some difficulty playing the Michelle Englot team and came up with a couple of heroic shots too.
Game savers.
Game savers. And this is one right here to try to get something out of this fifth end. Straight coming up just a little bit.
That's a great shot. Again, just like they called.
Sits second shot. That run at the front of the 8-foot sits third. We're just far enough off to the side. I can't tell whether there's any air between the guard and that rock at the top of the 4-foot. Chelsea's first indication was she thought she could make the hit and roll under.
We have to cross it. If we roll out, we roll out. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, lots of room there.
Yeah. Lots of
that
room,
is the
but
guard
you know what?
Kim had moved over a little bit.
Yeah. And I agree with you, lots of room. But this is a straight spot, and you got to cross face.
If you would rather do this, that's just as good.
Like, it's not.
Probably better.
But,
Good call here by Jolene, taking a second look at this.
There's no two, right? Somebody tap.
Again, it's a scoreboard check. What's the safest shot here?
Well, yeah.
This is a little bit tricky.
You guys swept.
Okay. I think so. I like maybe. Yeah, looks good. You got it.
Yeah, I like this call too.
This is your spot.
But the bump would have been perfect.
Good look at the spectators enjoying the game. Down there on the main level behind the glass is the curlers, coach's bubble. Coach is nice and warm back there.
Yes, that's a treat.
I don't think she wants them to sweep.
Definitely wanted to get across the nose on this.
Hey, that's fine.
Not going to. There
Gives
is going to
Amber
be a
a shot.
shot for Amber.
Yeah.
For her too.
Sure does.
Amber. A less lead, I think, than I just Yeah, okay. Anyone will tell you too, right?
Well, better to have a half shot on that one. If that rock hadn't curled
Yeah, I
enough
need
for
her
them
high
on
five.
her Chelsea's first call, Amber would be sitting shot rock. So still think a good call by Jolene, scoreboard management, and giving up 2 here still leaves the Carey team in control, 3 up with.
I agree with you.
Here we go.
Amber Holland really needs just 2 points going into the break. Get some momentum back after a couple of rough ends for them. And they were on the brush on this one early. Has to hold the outside of that stone. And it's going to overcurl just a little bit. Touches the red stone, doesn't move it far enough. It's going to be another steal of 1 for Chelsea Carey. Chelsea Carey, 6 points in the last 3 ends, will lead 7-1 going into the 5th end break. Amber Holland will have last rock in the 6th.
Well, I was talking to Carly.
Like, it's overcurled and died every time. Like,
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Viterra, SaskTel, Saskatoon Auto Connection, SaskHouses.com, Boston Pizza Restaurants of Saskatchewan, Richardson Lighting, Sask Camper, SaskTel Max TV, Curl Sask, and Realcast Media.
Curl Sask is thrilled to continue the U15 and U18 Bonspiel circuit. These spiels were established to ensure younger curlers have the opportunity to play against curlers their own age. These spiels are geared towards reflecting participation, fun, and learning. These non-officiated spiels are meant for fun, socializing, practicing new skills, and meeting other curlers. Curl Sask member clubs have the option to host a joint U15 and U18 spiel at the same time, but clubs may host either a U15 or U18 spiel separately if that better meets a club's requirements. For information on rules for these specific events, as well as eligibility and general information of the Bonspiel, please visit the Curl Sask website under Programs and Services, Youth Curling, Youth Spiels. Club information and dates are listed in the calendar on the Curl Sask website. You can also contact the Curl Sask office for scheduling and information. Curl Sask will provide your club with posters for advertising, promotion of the event on the Curl Sask website and social medias, schedule of all confirmed locations in our fall mailout, and a grant ranging from $100 to $500 per event, with hospitality for the curlers such as a luncheon, snacks and beverages, or extra prizes and giveaways. Host clubs will determine the format of the competition. This can be round-robin pools, bracket draw, pay per win, points, or skins. This can even be a singles, doubles, or triples event. Host clubs will also determine the length of games, how to break ties, and if there will be a mid-game break, and entry fees. The host club is also responsible for promoting the event, taking registrations, gathering additional prizes, and running the event. If this sounds like something your club would be interested in, you can register at this link. You can also register following the links on the Curl Sask website. If you have any more questions, please contact curling@curlsask.ca. Curl Sask is excited to announce a new virtual challenge for curlers. The goal of the Sliders Challenge is for the young curlers to have the opportunity to develop their skills by receiving helpful feedback from a Curl Sask pro. Curl Sask believes in creating programs that are accessible and inclusive throughout our entire province to curlers of all ages and backgrounds. By having the Sliders Challenge completely virtual, this provides an excellent way for Curl Sask to reach more of our youth curlers and keep them wanting to practice their skills. Curl Sask has designed the Sliders Challenge for all Saskatchewan curlers between the ages of 5 and 8 years old. This year, all curlers will submit their videos virtually at www.curlsask.ca/sliderschallenge via an Enter Now online form. To complete this challenge, the curler will pay the $10 entry fee and their parent or guardian will record their slide from 2 different angles. A slide from the front and a slide from the side. Then the parent or guardian can submit the form online. This video can be submitted to Curl Sask, where we will have a curling pro analyze your slide. The player with the highest score will receive a 1-hour one-on-one lesson with the pro curler to help them improve their delivery. For more information or for any questions, please contact curling@curlsask.ca.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel. Because we're everywhere. Keeping you connected. To your family and friends. To your history and culture. To those traditions that make us who we are. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. Because we're dedicated to our home.
Well, just about set to come back from the 5th end break here. Team's enjoying a little bit of refreshment. Probably a little bit more enjoyable for the Carey team with a 6-point lead.
And in other action, Penny Barker with a 2-ender in her 5th end went to their break with a 5-2 lead in that other A semifinal.
We're in the 7th end over on sheet 3, and it's been stolen point after stolen point after stolen point. 5-0 Wisniewski over Mitchell.
Yes, and Robin Silvernagel with only a single in their 6th end. 3-2 for Robin over Lorraine Schneider.
So all of the games now into the back half.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Viterra, proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
So all of the games here tonight now into the second half. 2 games, the A semifinals. This game, our feature on sheet 1, the game on sheet 2. Those 2 winners will play in the A final tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. You can watch that live on curlsask.ca. The losers will be back on the ice tomorrow morning in B event action. We'll have that for you on curlsask.ca as well. 10 o'clock start for those games. And tomorrow night on curlsask.ca and SaskTel Max, we'll have B event action for you, the semifinals. All important for the teams involved in the B event. We talked about it this afternoon. Try to keep yourself alive for the Page playoff game.
Penny Barker on her last shot just made a very nice raise on her own front rock as they've been in a little bit of trouble this end. Sherry now trying the race takeout, short race takeout, and attempt to score 3 and tie this game up.
Yeah, I would say you're still in a little bit of trouble here if you're Penny Barker. This is a short run back for Sherry Anderson.
Yeah,
this is
Sherry's last rock. Sherry actually tried to draw in and sit on top of those other 2, or just bite the top of the 12-foot and came up just light, but still left a guard there. So Penny was forced to raise up her red front rock. So in an attempt to tie the game here.
Yeah, it's a good chance. As Sean said, this is a short run back.
They haven't laid a broom to it yet. Asking it to curl. Needs to come up just a little bit. And just misses it. Ooh, fortunately didn't clip her own.
Yeah, I believe that one yellow on the side is shot rocket. She moved it. Could have been a steal, but I think she does get a single.
Certainly 1 point for somebody, but I think it is for Sherry. So the Barker team dodges a bit of a bullet there. Sherry had control of that entire sixth end.
Really just like get work to it.
Yeah, there's a big difference between 5'3" and 5'5".
Yes. You don't need to be to it, but line's really good. 5. Make sure.
So back to our feature sheet with a score of 7-1. You're going to see the Carey team putting these in the rings. Holland team throwing a few guards.
It'll be interesting to see how they play the second corner. They threw the first one halfway, which makes it real tough to throw two on the same side. So here you see the call. Going to play for the corner guard on the other side.
Well, do you want your rocks to pick, or do you want the blue? No, I said, no, that was me. I was just joking.
The other thing we don't know, and I didn't have a chance to see what or hear what they were doing with them, but you heard Amber talk about just as we went into the break that presumably she's throwing the number 8, the rock that she's been throwing second. She didn't like the way it was running. She's either been short or over curl on every one of them, and just from the way the discussion went, you think they probably switched it, but I don't know who they switched it with.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Usually when it's a heavier stone, that's not a stone you want to give to the lead.
Right. And I do believe there was something with that stone. And sometimes, though, when it's not working and you start getting it in your head that there's something wrong with those rocks, change them up.
Line's good for tier.
We're 3. It's really curling.
Yeah, I think it's coming off.
2.5.
Easy. It's over curling.
Okay. Line's close, but no finish. No finish.
The problem you run into trying to switch a stone out like that at this point in the game, if you think it's heavier and curling more, well, you don't want to give that to the lead because the lead's going to draw. Typically, if it's a close game, you'd give that to a second because you figure the second's more likely to be throwing a hit. But you're down 6, nobody's throwing a hit.
Exactly.
So who do you give the rock that you want to hit with?
Clean. Yep. Hard! Yes! Hard! Whoa. That's fine.
Nope.
You know, sometimes that just works that way.
Made contact with 3 red stones and still left yourself in bad shape. We should give you one final update on the 50-50, the Girl Sask 50-50 draw. It's your last chance to pick up those tickets. The pot at $63.80. Fantastic pot for the second day. The draw is supposed to be made at 9:30, so you've got just a few minutes left.
Oh. Guess there is a hole there.
That's one of the first misses for Stephanie tonight. She's had an outstanding game, counting to 10 right about now.
I think she's already at 15.
I was going to ask her. I'm like, somebody need time. I got a 94.
Well, if you're Amber Holland, this is about all you could ask for. You've got 3 of your own guards out front, 2 corners, and one that's pretty much on the center line. There is a red rock biting the 12-foot, but 12-foot doesn't really bother you. This is going to bother you.
Probably not ideal.
Okay. And then I guess this one probably,
Okay.
95. Lean. Oh! It's falling. Hey, go throw, Joe. Great. Let's put guards to work with now.
Well, now we have 3 guards and nothing in the rings.
Like, legit backwards. I didn't even and I just let that go too.
I think it's going to be 15 to tee in this spot. What do you think?
And the other, I guess, advantage here for Amber Holland here is that when you're coming around a wall like that, this is the swingy turn. You know you can get around a rock in the top of 12-foot like this.
Well, the other part, too, the discussion is, when everyone's struggling with their draw weight, it's really hard to talk about what you need to throw here. Like Carly, is sort of part of that conversation. hadn't made her shot, and I know she said, I don't know. You know, so it's a team struggle here when you're trying to get back into the game, and everyone's still 6th end trying to figure out.
Well, let me ask you this then, Susan. Is, you know, in a situation like this, do you think it's really a case of, because they are down 6 points, is it really a case of trying to get back into this game, or is it a case of, we know we have to play again tomorrow, we'd like to finish on with some positives here. We need to find our draw weight.
Well, yeah, exactly. You start to define some mini victories here. It's okay, let's get a 2-ender or something. Or let's try to score 3. So at least we can take that home tonight and replicate it tomorrow if this
something
we can't
to
turn
build
this
on.
game around.
Yeah, right now they don't have a lot to go back to the hotel room and feel good about.
No, they'd have a fairly short list of good shots that they'd be happy with. But again, you go dissect that and figure out how you turn that around tomorrow. But so a bit of a mistake there by Jolene. It's one of the rare mistakes she's made this evening also.
Yeah.
She's had another outstanding game. It's been
I
up
agree.
the middle here where the tide has really turned. Deb Lazinski's had a good game, but by the time Steph Schmidt and Jolene Campbell finish shooting, Amber's usually just been in trouble all night.
Amber's shots have not been easy.
Okay. All right.
Goats.
Back corner of the button, you'd love to have been in front of the tee line, but it is shot rock and it's buried. And you know, at this point in game, when this score, anytime you've got Chelsea throwing anything other than a hit, well, that's something.
It is, other than if Chelsea makes the shot as called, it's not going to be good.
It's another one of those not so good situations.
Yeah. You're not going to have a shot to even get a point again.
And when we saw Chelsea win her Canadian titles, her draw weight and finesse shots were just off the charts. She played so well. I mean, we know she can hit, but some of those championships, her draws were just impeccable.
Whoa. 8, 9. Yeah, looks like a lie. Yeah, 9. Whoa. No, never. Little bomb. Okay, set, go. Close, stay close. It's coming down. Yep, line. Whoa, line's good. Something. Line's good. Whoa, wait only. Yeah, we're good. Really nice. Set a girl. Good.
A little
Nice
heavy,
throw,
but nice shot.
Got right to the nose though, so.
Yeah, I know.
But at least it gives Amber a bit of a shot.
She could play to tap it back. Hard to get it by the yellow. I mean, if she's trying to play it by the yellow, she's probably got to hit it broom side, and then she rolls open.
I know. I was like, what's coming at?
To just try to tap it straight back for now, and you're still thinking about 2.
Tap it.
3 might just be a dream at this point. She's getting a lot tighter to this guard a lot earlier.
Well, fair bit less weight too.
I think so. Isn't too bad, hey? Sorry? Isn't too bad. No, I like to guard the hole. Yeah. Yeah, whatever you like. Yeah.
So just guarding the hole here and
maybe a tiny bit more.
it's going to make Amber's last shot pretty tough.
Guard the hole, I say, I think. Just guarding the hole, everything. Yeah, I like that. There was something in the Canada drive. I don't think that was heavy and still really girl. Yeah, okay. Something when you're driving up the time.
You know, there isn't. It
Yeah,
might
I'm
not
trying to
even
look
be a
for
shot.
anything like. Even if you
goes
don't
a little
throw, she doesn't have much. She's got the tap back for one.
Yeah.
I don't see any of those rocks out front that even could be angled in.
Yeah.
With a real high probability. Certainly not for more than one.
Whoa, this side might be 3, 4. Whoa, then. Whoa, then. Yeah. 4.
Size. Whoa. And the times than our previous game. Still like
3. Whoa, we're not by the yellow one yet. 3, 4. Just past our red for weight.
Got to get by this top yellow first. Might open it up a hair.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Well, that might help a little.
I still don't know that there's any way you can get two with it. You can play the port, try to move that red stone, but I don't know how you hold the shooter if you drive it by the yellow at the back. And the other option is you can try to get just to the nose. Then it's going to hit the yellow at the back. You're still only going to get one.
I think they've resigned themselves to the fact that they're only going to get one here.
Can I even make it with that?
You know, if you really want to try to score two, your only shot might be, and it's not a shot you really want to have to play, but you're down 6. You play the angle raise on the stone just to the right of Amber Holland right now.
Yeah, like would it be better with that?
It would be very precise to try to drive it onto the red, still drive it by the yellow.
Yeah, it still looks like it's going to jam.
But it's probably possible. You couldn't throw it with full hit. You'd still have to throw it with finesse weight.
It's not the end of the world, right?
So they're playing the pick for one, are they? Or
You have to think with that ice, yes.
I didn't think so.
I think you can hear more too. More.
That's too much ice for the pick. I guess they're just going to throw bumperish.
Got her.
Hope to stick around, I guess.
Weight's good. Weight's good. Yep. 3.
Yep.
Good.
She does push it by her own stone.
Pretty
She
close.
will roll to the 12-foot, and it'll be a single point for Amber Holland. She closes to within 7-2, but it'll be Chelsea Carey with last rock in the 7th.
Viterra is proud to support Saskatchewan curling through our partnership with Sask. This includes being the presenting sponsor for the Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts, an excellent showcase for our world-class curling talent. We also support community curling for people of all ages, including several youth clinics across the province to teach our next generation of lifelong curlers. Through our ongoing support of Sask, we hope to continue growing the sport of curling in Saskatchewan, because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Tell them Boston Pizza's for dinner. From appies and salads to burgers, pasta, and pizza. All delivered to your door. Boston Pizza. Gather round.
SaskHouses.com is Saskatchewan's website for private home and property sales. We have everything you need to sell your property commission-free. Don't give away your hard-earned equity. Sell privately and commission-free with SaskHouses.com.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Saskatoon Auto Connection, a better way to buy a car.
Here we are, back after our 6th end. Penny Barker is leading Sherry Anderson 5-3 after 6 ends, playing the 7th.
And we see that Jessica Mitchell got a single to make the score 5-1.
Robin Silvernagle attempted a double and blank, settled for the 1 point. We have a tied game for 4 with Schneider having hammer in the 8th end.
And struggles continue for the Holland team, having a little bit of trouble with their draw weight all game. Now they had a little bit of trouble with the line. Deb Lazinski's first guard gets off the center line a bit.
We're on a second guard here.
But that was the nice thing about Deb's guard coming in so tight. It gives Amber a lot of room here to place
That's fine.
Deb's second rock, where although they're not lined up in a straight line, at least there's a lot of distance between the two of them.
Line's really good. A little tighter line. Hold it a bit.
Wait till there.
Line's perfect.
Off, guys. It's really curling.
Line's perfect. Walk it on. Tuck it a bit. Tuck it a bit.
Come on, girl.
A couple of very nice come arounds there, though, by the Carey team. It's going to make their peeling a little bit easier. Nothing out there on the sides to run it into.
6 seconds.
Well, and making those two nice come rounds also puts Amber Holland in a situation where eventually she might have to do something with those rocks. And that makes it a little tougher to generate offense. Gives Chelsea Carey a couple of shots to maybe peel those center guards.
Like that same Just probably ripping here. But just for reference.
Nice shot.
That was a nice shot by Carly. It's been a bit of a struggle out here for this evening, as we said. Now that many objectives out here, and if Amber's team can finish up here with this 7th end and try to get a steal going, start to build that momentum in that even if this game doesn't turn in their favor, it's, we talked earlier, it's something to take into tomorrow.
Yeah. Good shot. Beauty.
Hey, quick.
Here we are, Penny Barker trying a double, a crosshouse double, trying to score 3, but doesn't come up enough, and Sherry Anderson steals 1, and that tightens the game up to 5-4.
Would have been a huge shot for Penny Barker there. Could have almost put that one away.
Well, Sherry made 2 very nice draws around guards, and Barker team didn't follow those up quite perfectly, and Sherry put the force on. Penny had the option. She talked about the draw for 1, but that was very tempting double to get 3, as you say, try to put that game away.
Deal made there now. If you're Amber Holland, where do you want this guard?
You're clean.
You guard the yellow, you guard the red, because the red's available to run onto that yellow.
You want a really big rock.
Yeah.
No, you would have. You're clean is like he's strong.
Well, right now I don't know if it matters. I'm pretty sure they'll peel this one no matter which one you guard.
Yeah.
Line's a little tight.
Halfway. Straight, go straight early.
Just over. Just over and stop. That's fine.
All right.
Wait. Let's wait.
Well,
Yeah, one more.
Chelsea with an opportunity here to get out of some
Just gotta go back to sleep and.
little bit of potential trouble in this end.
Little strong. Normal.
Yep. Hard.
Go. Push it. Hard.
By the front one. Makes the angle hit on
Just
the
like that.
second shot stone. Keeps 3 red ones in the rings.
Really nice sweep. Little tap. Glad you had
Yeah,
yours.
just
Pin tap.
every time it seems like Amber might have a bit of a glimmer of hope. Jolene Campbell has come down and extinguished it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Well, are we tapping?
Mine's it.
Do it. Little tap.
Yep. Yeah, line.
Maybe just do it.
Hard line. Hard line. Good. Nice, good.
Comes down, taps that red stone. Maybe would have liked to tap it just a little bit farther to make a pocket, but still it would be difficult to make a play on that yellow. She's going to play the guard for now.
Really good, that was
Amber trying to keep the brave face.
Yeah. Well, and you know, the Carey team's just playing well. They're not giving them a whole lot.
I let it go and I was like, yeah, right off, Jen. Just kidding.
That way, right? Yeah. Yeah, so probably to stay a little here, center line side, right?
Looking to
Yes.
probably play it.
Not cross it.
Tap here, make a bit of a pocket.
It's coming there a bit. So we want to keep it lined up on this one. Okay. So I thought you were pretty good there. I think I got to tighten you up a bit because I got to move it, right? So I'm throwing here.
Got it.
Okay, back 4. Tap, tap.
Okay.
Well, another tricky shot here for Amber. A lot of straightforward shots. Trying to make a whole lot of something out of a whole lot of not much.
Yeah.
Back 4.
And when your opposition is locked in and relaxed, it's even doubly hard to try to generate something and get them to miss. Give you a break.
For a little bit more curl here. This one's going to be close. Well, she's got those lined up to the pocket.
The
Can't
lineup
really hit
is
them.
nice, yeah.
Good. Yeah, nice weight.
That's pretty much how she drew it out. Like
It's really all you could do. I mean, you had to set something up for your last one, and you're still at the mercy of Chelsea Carey. She's always going to have some kind of shot with the last one.
Yeah.
But again, Chelsea, I mean, she's so experienced, but you don't want to let down either. Like, you've got to keep that intensity going. Amber has a shot here to do, to score some points. So you've got to make sure you're still on your game here.
Like, we just want to sit free, I think. I think so too. It is, yes. That's what I felt.
I actually don't mind going around the corner either.
Got 12, right? Yeah, my job.
I think she called back 12 from what I could hear. I'm just trying to jostle those rocks around a little bit.
Yeah, she wants to break that pocket. And I think I also heard her say sit 3, so not looking to move it very far, but the 2 yellows are lined right up into the pocket of those reds right now. The only way she can take that shot away is to move one of the reds.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's really good. Throwing hard. Line's good. Stay with it. Yes. Yes. Hard. Wait's perfect.
Actually, he's going to rub the top yellow.
Great weight.
If anything, that probably makes it a little easier for Amber.
Yeah,
she can
change
drive
the
it more
angles even
onto
better.
shot rock, and it probably rolls and sits in front of the second one.
Oh, good shot.
Stay there.
On it.
Probably, if anything,
The only problem for Amber, I don't see any way to sit more than one, and you'd
No, that's
love to
just
be able to
it.
try to steal a multiple.
Right with that?
Yeah.
Do I need to get it more center line side? Nose and the hair center. Yeah.
If you nose hit the one that Chelsea just threw, is there any chance you get 3 red
Well,
ones
I was
moving?
thinking to move it, like all the way out.
I want to say no just from here, but I can't really see the. Oh, there, I guess you can.
Do you know what the scenario is?
You've got to hit that one on the corner of the button. When you drive the first one back, you've got to hit it fairly thin because it's got to go straight sideways.
Yeah.
But then the action on that shooter, it will spin out the back if you can make that.
Yeah, I was thinking remove that.
You're still
but
not in
maybe
a great
that-
position to steal, but at least be sitting 3. You might force her to draw against 3.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have a clean hit to get shot rock.
Yeah, which I can't. Right, so might as well just get rid of it then. Maybe like 10.
So just deciding on what weight
Sticking
to throw.
with the safe call. I mean, the way these two are lined up and they're so close together, it's almost hard to miss it. They did talk a little bit about how they want to hit it. Ideally, you'd like to leave the yellows overlapped and no run back for Chelsea.
Easy.
Whoa. Use the curl. Curl. Okay.
I think that's about as good as she could do it. Hits
Yeah,
that.
I think so too.
Leaves it corner frozen.
That worked out.
Leaves her the in off for 3, I guess, or 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think either one.
Drag a bit, did it?
Really no risk for you either.
Well,
Even if you
no.
hit it thin and take your own, you're still second shot at the top of the 8-foot.
Given the scoreboard, you could play a tap on the one you just threw for a single point too, but just to make sure. But I like this call.
It's not an easy shot either. You'd be playing it with the swingy turn.
Yep.
This is probably not any harder.
Other than she just threw it.
Yeah. What kind of weight though?
But
Chelsea
again,
likes these two though, and she's good at them.
it's part of those mini victories. They're making Chelsea throw a tougher shot than what she's been throwing the last couple of ends. So again, it's make them shoot. You never know.
Has to get by that yellow at the top of the 12-foot. Actually ends up plan B.
that
Comes
way.
off the yellow. Comes across. Does make the hit, and it's 3 more on the board for Chelsea Carey. Her second 3-ender of the game. She now has a 10-2 lead over Amber Holland. Holland's team will have last rock in the 8th end of play.
Hi, this is Dustin Keltoff with Saskatoon Auto Connection, the mechanics you can trust. Come on, let's go for a tour through our auto care service center. We have great people, and some of the best, most award-winning technicians in Saskatchewan. We have state-of-the-art equipment and tools, and we have a shuttle van and courtesy vehicles for your convenience. We also do remote starts. So call us today and we'll do a double takeout and get it done while you're in for an oil change.
Richardson Lighting is a family-owned company brightening the homes of our clients since 1967. We provide lighting for all applications and have a large selection of ceiling fixtures, wall lightings, lamps, exterior lighting, ceiling fans, mirrors, wall art, light bulbs, and more. They also appreciate that every purchase they make is backed by a liberal return and repair policy. We look forward to serving you.
It's time to give your old phones a fresh start. When you donate your old phones at a SaskTel store, we put phones and phone cards into the hands of people in transition shelters fleeing domestic abuse and youth transitioning out of social services care. Be the reason behind someone's fresh start. Learn more at sastel.com/fresh start.
Here we are, back near the end of our curling games. Sherry Anderson with that steal of one in the 7th end. Tightens the score up there a little bit. Penny Barker up 5-4 with Hammer playing the 8th end.
Well, it's the 9th end over on sheet 3. Wisniewski up by 3, 5-2 over Mitchell.
And playing the 8th end, a tight game. It's been very close all game. 4-4 for Ty and Lorraine Schneider with the hammer.
Well, and we now see our 8th end happening on our feature sheet, and Chelsea Carey's team, with the score being the way it is, throwing it through the rings.
Give her up.
Amber throwing the second guard.
Well, they got the 2 corner guards.
But again, this is what you're taking away. So blank there, throw through for Penny Barker. That score will remain 5-4 after 8 ends. But this is what Amber's team will take away here in the 8th end. What's the ice doing? Has it changed? You know, you still want to learn a little bit of something, even though the scoreboard looks pretty gruesome. But you take away something that you just go, okay, let's keep learning, because we're still in the B event tomorrow, and we're in a good position.
Might like to close on a high note as well. You certainly know the Carey team's going to play defense. We've seen them throw 3 through already. You've got your 2 corner guards up. You could definitely set up a 2 or 3 here and then go back to the hotel and have something to feel good about, because the loser of this game has to go back on the ice tomorrow morning.
That's right.
Top 12. Curling. 3. Let's stay there. Let's stay there. Okay, fine. Out? Yeah. Good, Brad. Yeah.
And now on the 7th stone of the end, Stephanie Schmidt able to try a peel. A little wobble there.
Yeah.
Really hard. Yeah.
She left this one.
You guys there?
I think so. Smidge more? Smidge more. Okay.
Wait, close. Wide open the other side.
That's fine.
Good job by the brushers to get that by, but the swing on that turn means it just comes out the other side.
Yeah.
Whoa, don't touch it. Bring it over. Bring it over. You're good. Let it go.
Jolene Campbell makes the hit, rolls out.
Nice way, Carly.
Around the double guards.
I was surprised they didn't try this the last time.
Mhm.
You've got those double guards. You know this turn will curl. And if you happen to over bury on the first one, you're still buried on the second one.
Or take this first one a little deep so you can get 2, 3, or 4 in there.
Not the scoreboard Amber Holland was hoping for in this game.
Nice, pretty good.
Top 12.
No, just that crucial fourth end where that draw against 3 came up light.
Yeah, that was big.
Close. Turn down. 1 10. Back 8. Good. Very nice. Good.
Nice shot by Kim. Oh.
Okay.
Well, double peel would be tough.
Reveal that, I guess. Tight one.
Peel one, they come around again.
The other one's real high. Yeah. I like that. There you go. Nice weight. Did it rattle the whole way? Good check, good check.
Got a lot of contact there.
Yeah, move the guard. I don't know if it really got out of the way. Well, maybe just enough to see the back one. Still a chance for them to come around.
Just a little deeper. Then around.
Got room. Pearl, hesitate. Pearl.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, either way.
Didn't get quite as much curl as they would have liked, but just nibbled the top of the 12-foot, so any attempt at a double is going to be fairly difficult.
It looks like they can play it across the top. Playing the double.
It's crazy because like coming down this way was the first girl.
While Chelsea makes her way down to the hacks. To the front end is discussing how to sweep this, we should point out. Another one of the new features that we've got here this year on Saskatchewan Championship Curling is Boston Pizza Player of the Game, sponsored by Boston Pizza Restaurants here in Saskatchewan. And the player of the game for tonight is Stephanie Schmidt. Had a strong game at second for the Carey team.
Well, you know, we thought the entire Carey team played so well. This is actually a very difficult choice, but where Stephanie was a contender, we really felt that Jolene Campbell came in with an outstanding game this evening. And so we've picked Joe. It was close. It was very tight, but it's the same team, so they can share this $50 gift certificate that Boston Pizza Restaurants of Saskatchewan is providing for our evening draw player of the game. So this is an exciting thing, and congratulations to Jolene. She set things up so well for Chelsea tonight, and it was a very impressive performance.
Yeah, we've commented on a couple of times through the game that through the middle has been where this game's been lost for the Holland team. And not to take anything away from Carly Kurchinski or Kim Schneider. It's not that they've been throwing horrible, but they certainly haven't been getting results. They've had some overcurls. struggled a few times with draw weight.
For 12?
Mine's good. Line straight. Curl. Curl and go. You can go. Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. Curl, curl,
Got a sweep for weight here, but looking pretty good.
That's fine. What do you have of that?
Nice.
Good weight.
Yeah. Back half.
Looks like she can see a small half. So just looking for contact here.
Not enough to play the double this time.
No.
So they just try to make the hit, make this one go away, and then Amber Holland will have a chance to pick up her deuce.
Yeah.
And I have a hunch.
I think so too.
That might be the last shot in this game. It would be, as we said, though, that's something positive to take back to the hotel room, knowing that they're going to have to play tomorrow morning.
Go big. Go. Go. Half of it. Really gotta go. Really gotta go, Steph. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's sweet. Good.
Good work by Stephanie there to get that rock to curl.
Almost hung on for shot
Almost.
rock at the back of the 8-foot.
Yeah.
Looking down. I didn't like. I didn't a little bit. I thought it just was. Yeah. I have a hand on his. So I did mine. Yeah. Who shot?
Great sense, but
It's open. You could hit it if you're not sure.
Yeah.
10.5. It's close. Probably enough. No more, Cam. I'm gonna give you a bump.
With a nice final rock there by Amber. They
Makes
pick
the
up their
nose hit.
2 points.
Does pick up her 2 points, and
I think that does
it is
it.
the
Thanks, Steph.
mind
Thanks, Steph. Good luck.
handshake. That's as close as we're getting. They mime that handshake.
Thanks, Joe, for the game.
Chelsea Carey will pick up the big 10-4 win here, the final score. And with that win, moves on to the A final tomorrow afternoon. And we'll find out in just a little while who she'll be playing in that A final. That game, 3 o'clock tomorrow, and you'll be able to watch it on curlsask.ca. Amber Holland drops to the B event, and we'll be playing. I haven't got the draw right in front of me, but I believe it's Krista Ellingson she plays in the morning, and that will be our feature game at 10 o'clock. And then we've got B semifinal action tomorrow night at 7:30. The teams in those games yet to be determined. Just a strong, dominant performance. We talked about it several times. The Chelsea Carey team making everything from the first end. Maybe one miscue, I think it was in the third, but only cost them 1 point, and that might have been the only miss in the game.
And it was a solid team performance, exactly that. It was everybody on their team playing well.
So we've got Chelsea now at ice level. Chelsea, Sean Joyce here. Solid team for you, or solid game for your team, and a nice way to continue on in the A events. Got to be a good feeling to have a dominant game like that.
Yeah, we actually thought we were a little bit sloppy, to be honest, but made enough shots to get it done, thankfully.
Well, maybe a few struggles early in the game, but from about the fourth end on, you guys just simply dominated. Stephanie Schmidt and Jolene Campbell through the middle seemed to have the upper hand on their opposing pair this game, and it made some of your shots a little easier than certainly some of Amber's.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, I didn't have a whole ton of pressure on me in the second half of that game, which was nice.
Chelsea Susan Lang, that was a tremendous in-off, that huge, massive shot in the fifth end, I believe. That was just outstanding. We gave you 2 thumbs up for that one. Tell us how you felt about throwing that one.
The one I made in
seventh.
The seventh end for the 3 points.
Yeah, it, like the draw and the tap for one weren't easy, so we figured it was worth a try, and we could have actually made it off either one of those rocks on the side. And if we were coming off the red, we had to play it tight to the yellow, so that if you tick the yellow, you make it that way. So we figured it was worth the risk. We were running a risk of giving up a steal of one either way, and the bigger reward with the shot that wasn't that much more difficult than the draw or the tap.
So what do you take into tomorrow for the A final Friday afternoon at 3 p.m.?
We'd like to tighten it up a bit. We played a little better in the morning game today. We were a little bit more on top of what the ice was doing, so we had to be a little bit sharper and a little bit sharper early especially, but overall, we're learning and getting better with each game, so just keep playing loose, and it's nice to give yourself a couple chances now by being in the A event, so that takes the pressure off a bit too.
Excellent.
Well, congratulations on the big win here in the A semifinal tonight, and we'll look forward to watching you in that A final tomorrow afternoon. And good luck in that as well.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
Again, when you curl at that level, how so many, it's the little things that count for them, and as Sherry had said, or as Chelsea had said, we thought maybe we were just a little bit sloppy early, and remembering that, and that's what they're going to go work on tomorrow. And again, these top level teams are always striving for the next thing to improve upon, never resting on the laurels.
We're going to see if we can find out who they're going to play against tomorrow.
That's pretty good.
Right next door, the other B semifinal. In the 9th end.
Yeah, bounce if you can. Bounce if you can.
This is Penny Barker's first shot.
All right.
Christy Gamble had drawn around the yellow and just went back to the back button. Sherry Anderson came down, and I think Sherry has second shot there. So Penny was trying to throw the guard so that Sherry can't make a play.
Yeah. I just don't ever want to do...
The Anderson team with a timeout here.
No, I know. Is this, you saw mine here, is this easier to come this way? Like, the angle isn't great coming this way to tap it, right? Unless you're tapping.
Yeah.
So this way angle's better, but we know we threw that.
Yeah, the angle is better on the out.
No.
Just because of the weight, yeah. Take all the time. What kind of weight, Sherry? Just enough to tap it for shot, or do you want to try to tap it to sit too?
Well, I don't think I would have to throw this kind of weight to sit.
Won't quite get the curl.
Yeah. I don't think we will.
Okay. So we're sweeping the back
see it
four.
This way, sure?
You can probably access this ice. She could draw there for 2.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking this way I get more curl. I didn't come close to that guard.
You get more curl? Yeah.
I mean, even if I come up here and if you guys can tap it, I mean, I'll just throw.
Yeah, I think
it comes in nice. I didn't come close to that.
I'm just worried about the angle.
I just don't ever
I agree.
want to
We got to get the line a little bit.
Because you're tapping it this way, unless you get right to it.
But if she's feeling it, I like it.
Yeah.
Just throwing like back forward?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, throw it like this, back forward. I had there.
Yeah.
I was maybe making it curl, but it was curling. How's that?
I like that.
I thought, I mean, it's tight,
look okay,
so I thought
guys?
you were
Looks like a lot to me. Looks like a lot, but
Yeah, it did.
with dead weight, like back four weight.
Okay, well, let's see what he does.
What do you think?
You probably tighten it up a hair. Do you like that? A little tighter? Okay.
Yeah.
So playing the come around, trying to tap it back. It is overburied.
Back four. Just back
This is
four,
the one
no
sheet
more.
that we really haven't had a lot
Right.
of chance to look at. Yeah,
Same
we've
way.
been mostly sheet 1 and 3 so far.
Fine. Close. Yeah.
Well, Sherry just trying to come up with about that same way she just threw on this first one that she drew the top button.
I'll tell you, it was the one thing I wasn't clear about when they were talking about the tap. Are they trying to tap this far enough to sit 2, or are they just trying to tap up and shot rock?
12, 9,
Woman! Curl, Shane!
8,
Curl!
7, 8,
Curl!
8.
Curl,
All the
Shane!
curl she can get now.
Yeah, it's moving nicely now.
There
Girl.
Makes the tap enough to sit shot rock.
Really nice.
There you
Great
go.
weight. Good shape, guys.
I thought we were rocking. They were yelling.
They were yelling
Shot
9
line.
just coming over the hog line, so certainly
line.
came down harder
And then
on
they said
what
7, 8. I'm
they were
like,
expecting. They thought she had about that 12-foot weight.
Broke at the right time. Broke after the guard. You know what to do.
What's interesting to me here is there was not even a discussion from the Barker team. Like, you're drawing for 1 here, which would put you 2 up, coming home without. Or you could just throw this away and take the hammer, coming home in a tie game. Which, I mean, you may well end up in that situation anyway. This is a very tough draw.
Well, it's a tough draw, and you don't want to be heavy. We've seen that curl.
Lines,
You don't want to go
guys.
tap either.
You don't want
Line's
to give
really
it
good. It's all you guys. Line's good.
Penny's
Curl,
got
Penny,
pretty
Penny.
good line.
Wait,
Sherry's was a little
Need
tighter
to
to the
run
center
now.
line.
No, we're running.
You got it.
Okay.
We're running.
Okay, just stay close.
Little run.
Curl, curl, go, 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 go.
They're still on the guard.
We're pretty close, eh?
Will be a steal of 1 for Sherry Anderson.
One yellow.
And that'll tie things up. So we're going to be 5-all coming home. Penny Barker will have last rock, and the winner will go on to play against Chelsea Carey
No.
in the A final
Really nice
tomorrow
weight.
afternoon at 3 o'clock.
It's time to give your old phones a fresh start. When you donate your old phones at a SaskTel store, we put phones and phone cards into the hands of people in transition shelters fleeing domestic abuse and youth transitioning out of social services care. Be the reason behind someone's fresh start. Learn more at sastel.com/fresh start.
Well, here we are back with a recap of our scoreboard as we've seen our future gamer wrapped up at 10-4 tonight with a convincing victory for Chelsea Carey team. The Barker-Anderson game just got tied up, 5-5. Don't think there'll be an extra end here in the game. 10th end, playing the 10th. Stasha Wisniewski playing Jessica Mitchell. 6-2 playing the 10th. And Silver Nagel took 2 points there to take a 6-5 lead into their 10th end.
Just had to jinx it and say there wouldn't be an extra end, because now we're going to see hit and roll out on the last one.
I know. As soon as I said that, I'm going, oh no, just watch.
That was a very nice split while you were saying the scores there, Sue.
It's Lee Danielle Sazinski.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
So this is Brianne now.
Halfway.
Home there for the first couple of games, but able to
On the E right now.
come in and join the team this evening.
Little high now. No, on the now. Yeah, right there. No. That's good. Yeah, finish it. Yeah. Good. Good shot, Brianne.
So neither of these teams in any serious time clock issues right now. They each have just over 6 minutes. Barker has used both her timeouts. Sherry has one. Try to hold it for the...
Go, Jen. Go, go, go.
Nicely done.
Great seat, guys. Just above the... Okay. Hey, sweet. You want to switch me? Shot. Whatever you want.
For the Anders team here, the key is to be patient. They'll try to put these guards up a little higher now. There's a few rocks out there that you could jam on.
Yep.
Well, and that innocent little kicker over on the side sometimes plays havoc later on in the end, too. So.
Yeah,
3, 4.
sure.
Catch. Catch. A little bit up. Yeah. We're tight. We're tight. We're in.
Tight's
Yeah,
not
we're
what
in.
you want to
We're
see
in.
here. Then there's no
Okay.
chance to jam it off something. This is going to come right into the rings.
I think we're there. Hard. We're top 4. Hard. Back front. Okay. Okay. Keep going then. All the way. Hey, okay. Sorry. That's good. Okay, roll it. Good throw, bud. Yeah.
So Shaylin Pitt's not happy with that throw. She's had a very nice game tonight. It's one of the few miscues.
It's like 3 more feet out of your hand. I know. Just makes it go 6. I just said to her, why is it so easy to do that out here?
Jennings.
10-5.
Second year to Saskatchewan 3 years ago. Joined Penny's team last year. They didn't get to play very often because of the COVID season. From Northern Ontario, has actually played in a Scotties, so has some national championship experience.
Little big.
Played with Tracy Fleury before Tracy joined up with those Winnipeg girls.
No, 3. Yeah. Huh? Where are we going? Okay.
The birthday girl there was wondering why they were questioning. Just so you know, I think it's Sherry Anderson. Well, not I think. I know it's Sherry Anderson's birthday today.
1.5.
Well, happy birthday, Sherry.
Yeah.
Now, are you brave enough to say which one?
No.
1.5. There.
Well, 4 seniors champions, so we can do a little bit of basic math. We know at least a minimum
Get
age.
over. Go, 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 go. Curl.
A phenomenal accomplishment, hey, isn't that
Unreal.
incredible?
Yeah.
How many worlds? 2 worlds?
Yeah, and then to use your words, during the COVID season, they lost their chance to play a couple of them. Or one of them, anyway.
No, no shot.
Asking Jen Enge here for the peel. Ideally, she'd like 2 yellow rocks gone here. Jenna can throw huge weight. Tremendous peel thrower.
Takes the hit, but
Almost
not
got
able to
back
catch
one.
any of those rocks on the side. She'd even take the red one right now. She'd be happy to get rid of anything that's in the rings.
But again, those are the expectations that these curlers have is, you know, it's not just the peel. They wanted more than. More, bigger result out of that shot.
Speed, right? Yeah. Right. 2.5, 3 then.
So back to throwing center guards.
Well then, really gave it, but inside pass. Just cleaning. I think you can go. Tight 3. I don't think you'll hurt it. This is good. Tight 3. Right there is good. Yeah. Very nice. Good. Nice.
Nice throw. That's a top 3.
What were you going to
Just like the call.
My second that way. 66. Was you on my first? Okay. 35.
Yeah, Christy. Good sweep, guys. I just. Yeah, nice job. Real good, never in doubt.
Yep.
Christy called that out of her hand.
Looking to just play the straight deal here.
Yeah, nice shot.
Maybe a little tight, but with the big weight, able to roll out a play.
Good stop. Good throw. Okay.
Not much choice for the Anderson team here. Still going to have to continue to throw those center guards. She might throw 2 more, to be honest. There's not really much else there to work with. She does have shot rock at the corner of the 12-foot.
Can probably help you here.
Throw 2 more guards. We can look ahead a little bit. Throw 2 more guards. You expect Penny Barker to peel both of them, and then
Same place. Yeah, same place.
where do you put the last one?
Yeah.
Sit.
I guess it depends. Do you want her to hit or do you want her to draw?
Well, we haven't seen this game, so we don't know that. But you could throw it also right on center line,
Double's
top
not there,
8.
hey? Like peeling it into it.
Well, it's full top 8. She's got the choice to hit.
Not full top 8.
You know, bite the top 8
Right.
if that's what you're talking about. That forces her to draw wide to get around it.
I think you possibly jam on our back red too.
Yeah. I mean, if we jam on the back red, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, as long as it doesn't roll in.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part. Hit off the side of the yellow, and then it rolls over to the 4-foot. Now Sherry's got something to work with, so I think they're just back to the straight peel.
Yeah.
Maybe get the double here.
Yeah, like that. Nice shot.
Well, then that changes the situation a little bit.
Does.
Sherry Anderson might have to try to come in here. Really, you're 2 ways to try and steal one. They're going to call timeout and talk about it.
Yeah.
2 ways to try and steal in this situation. You try to get that center guard come around. Well, you're not going to have a center guard. So now you need to sit 2. The only way you're going to sit 2 is you make that freeze that Nancy Martin just indicated.
Yeah. I was just wondering, Sue, who threw that last rock?
Oh, I believe that was Christy Gamble. And yes, I happen to know her.
Sue's daughter?
Are you willing to say she's been well coached by the team's coach?
Yes, she has actually. Mark Lang, Christy's dad, has been working with the team this year, and he's really enjoyed it. Tune into their conversation here, but they were all in Liverpool together at the pre-trials.
Yeah, I mean, you could go hard.
Good shooters, and they're coming
Well,
along.
I know, but I think this gives me more options.
So we go here, she blasts, we go over here?
Yeah.
We're good at her job. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what that would be.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, if you like the. Whatever.
No, I just think it's too easy.
Right to it on the nose, sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You got her. Thanks, Shane.
Well, we heard the discussion, playing the freeze.
Like more ice?
You threw one here like a second end and it
didn't really go crazy.
I would sure one another.
Yeah, they
Go a
did.
little less.
Running them down.
Do you like a little less, Cher?
Do I want less?
A little less ice, or do you think that's good?
I think that's good. We have one.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought, Nancy's. Yeah.
We're aiming for like an 8-9, right?
And this should slide not bad, eh?
Yeah,
I need
should be
less
okay.
weight than what I gave you. Going to the wing now?
Yep. 53, I would say.
So not that much.
Yeah. On the side, I thought it was a little slower on Nancy's. Like, than the other way.
Okay, so it's not as quick to the wing as it was.
Correct. It's going to come down a little more.
Well, again, we haven't been watching a lot of this sheet, but when they say it's not as quick to the wings, that seems contrary to what we would expect later in the game.
Mine's good.
7.
See, line's good. We need an 8. Hard line. Hard line.
Line's good.
Hard line.
Line's good.
Okay,
7.5.
leave it then. Leave it. Okay.
That's what we saw in Nancy's too. Yeah.
Well, it does come up short.
Yeah.
Well, Sherry had 2 draws to the wings there in the 8th end on the other tournament, so they knew it was that little bit tougher, but same thing too, you know, as you say, it's kind of contrary to.
Penny Barker electing to hit this stone, the guard. She could just draw a full 8-foot too, and then Sherry Anderson would have to make a play on it. You have an open hit for the win, you don't even have to stay.
Yeah.
The problem you run into here, you peel the guard, Sherry makes the freeze on her last one, and you're still drawing with your last one anyway because you blasted out, it's a blank.
Hold. Yep, just clean. Yep. Yep. Roll it down. You're good. Just stay with it. Roll it right up. Good job, Ken.
Guessing Sherry's going to play the same thing again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a corner on the other side too, but boy, it would be real tough to get shot rock on that one.
Did she throw that rock? Was it?
I thought she threw good.
Okay.
I think it's just light, right?
Yep. That's the slowest to the wings we've seen.
Okay.
A little more ice. I'll give you some more weight. Okay. All right, Cher. Do you think it's going to be a little ice? Pardon? It's going to give us a little more. Yeah. Do you think it's going to be a little bit better since we slept through once, or do you think it's going to be pretty similar?
No, I got a bit more.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be dead frozen, but somewhere
In the way. Yeah.
Yeah. This side of it would be nice.
Okay.
Okay, we heard Sherry say she's got to give it a little bit more juice. That's the one term we learned earlier today.
It's definitely more. I don't want to go those.
10. Okay.
No water right now.
Okay. No
Tapping.
then.
Tapping through.
This one's staying on the center line a little longer. It's not getting over to the side quite so soon.
Certainly different line. A lot more weight.
Trying to get it to curl. Christie coming out to sweep it, and it might just go right by.
Right through the back, and Penny Barker won't have to throw her final stone. It'll be those mimed handshakes again. Penny Barker will pick up the win. It'll go into the books as a 6-5 win, and she moves on to the A final tomorrow afternoon, where she'll meet Chelsea Carey. The winner of that game goes on to the Page 1-2 game. Sherry Anderson will drop down to the B event now, and they'll be playing tomorrow morning as well. And now all of the games here in this evening's draw finished up, and we'll quickly recap the bracket. So in the B event tomorrow morning, it'll be Ashley Howard playing against Sherry Anderson, and the other game will be Amber Holland against Krista Ellingson. Those are the only 2 games on the schedule for tomorrow morning. And then the A event final tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll have that for you. It'll be Chelsea Carey against Penny Barker, and a couple of B event games on that draw as well.
On Sherry? Yeah.
Like the one that came up short here was
She
pretty
had
obvious.
so many hits that I don't really know if we saw.
Here's one more look at that A event
I
bracket.
noticed it on that one.
Both of these teams were amongst the top seeds. I think they were the 1 and 2.
Yes, they were.
And so they're going to meet in the final. The winner goes on to the Page 1-2 game. The loser will drop to the B semi and still could end up in that Page 1-2 game. We've talked about it a little bit through the course of the day, how important it is to try to stay in that Page 1-2 game. You got 2 chances to get to the final. And all of the teams that we were watching here tonight still have a chance at that. To quickly recap, it's Chelsea Carey in our feature game with a 10-4 victory over Amber Holland. Penny Barker right down to the wire, 6-5 winners over Sherry Anderson. In the B event over on sheet 3, it was Stasia Wisniewski with a 6-2 win over Jessica Mitchell. And the other B event game, Robin Silvernagel with a steal in the 10th end, I believe it was, to get the 7-5 win over Lorraine Schneider. We want to thank everyone for joining us again here on SaskTel Max and curlsask.ca. And remind you that our broadcast schedule for SaskTel Max, evening games Friday, Saturday, and then the playoffs Sunday at 10 a.m. and Sunday at 3 o'clock. You can also watch those games on the Curl Sask YouTube channel. We'll have the daytime draws on Curl Sask YouTube as well. So a lot of curling action to come yet from Assiniboia. We'll be here for all of it, and we hope you'll join us.